The Chicago Bears in 2023 basically pulled off the ultimate Madden trade down, trading down from pick 1 overall to the Panthers pick 9, landing a bunch of second-round picks and a first-round pick that led to the first overall pick in 2024, getting them Caleb Williams, their supposed franchise quarterback. Obviously, that was a pretty significant trade, and if this ends up becoming the franchise quarterback, this becomes the offense of the future. That one trade, that one play, and the Panthers just doing what they do best, definitely changed this entire franchise's history. I mean, who knows? Like, right now it's all about, oh, the Bears have always been a great team on paper. They never put it together, or, you know, they're all about hype in the offseason, and it just fizzles out. But what if this is a team that wins multiple Super Bowls? Because I got to admit, as a Packers fan, on paper, this is a pretty scary-looking offense. You obviously have Caleb Williams. You have DeAndre Swift now, which I will say definitely benefit from a very strong Eagles offensive line, and you're not getting that with the Bears offensive line. We'll get to that in a moment. DJ Moore did have like a career year with them. He's always been a great receiver, and I can't imagine him regressing. Keenan Allen is a great wide receiver. We're going to be putting him in the slot with Odunze, who they obviously picked this year at the number 2 spot. Cole Kmet's one of the better tight ends in the league. I would say just inside the top 10 or slightly outside the top 10, so somewhere in the 10 to 12 range. Offensive line, like we talked about, it's a team that doesn't have the best offensive line in the world, but I truly think they're worse at run blocking than pass blocking. While it's kind of hard to say because, Justin Fields had a bunch of sacks taken, but you look at the numbers for how much time he had to throw in the pocket, which calculates either a sack or a pressure, and he was the number 1 in the league. And I know you're thinking, well, all of the mobile quarterbacks, their numbers are really high for time to throw. Yes, that's true, right? Some teams are going to be, containing more and not being as aggressive because you break containment and they're gone. Tyson Bagent was only 0.2 less. He was still also in the top 10, and Bagent isn't some elite mobile quarterback like Justin Fields when it comes to, escaping and all that. So there's a little truth to it that it's not the best offensive line in the world, but there is far worse pass blocking lines in the league. But I will say Swift, you would think in theory, will definitely not be as good as he was with Philadelphia, but it's still a vast improvement at that running back group. Talking about the defense, the offense had a couple of streaky moments, but this team was ultra streaky, but in a good way. The second half of the season, they really picked it up on defense. Montez Sweat seemingly is a really good trade, as he was amazing for them. And then, of course, the run defense in general became the best run defense in the entire league. They obviously add Kevin Byard. How much is left in the tank there? Probably not a lot, but still, Eddie Jackson being gone, they got themselves a decent replacement. Linebackers, TJ Edwards, always felt like the steal of the offseason when they signed him and Edmonds, and seemingly so as of last year. Jalen Johnson, I don't know how he's not a superstar at this point, was technically, grade-wise and just performance-wise, technically the best corner in the league last year, very close to it. Obviously, they have a lot of up-and-coming talent at this quarterback spot. D-line, though, on paper, not the best, but with Montez Sweat, we're hoping we can develop it a little bit. And once again, they were the best run defense in the league as of the second half of last season. So definitely a lot to build on with this Bears team. And I know the Bears are always the number 1 hype off-season team, maybe outside of the Cowboys, from their fans themselves. But as a Packers fan, I got to admit, this is one of the best Bears teams on paper I've seen in a while, especially on offense. If this is not a top 10 passing attack, astronomical failures, and the coaching staff, even though I know they basically unloaded a bunch in this offseason, needs to change again, because this should not be a bad passing attack, barring injury. But of course, I don't know if I mentioned, but this is a 10-year rebuild. If you guys want to see another 10-year rebuild, let me know by leaving a like, subscribing for new, but also in general, let me know what team you want to see next. I've seen a couple of suggestions, but some of them were like, do they really need a 10-year? You could argue maybe the Bears don't, but I kind of want to see what this team would be like in 10 years, because in some of these longer sims, I've seen the Bears do really well, and then I've seen them do really badly. So I kind of want to see what kind of team we're going to see here, and how many Super Bowls can be won within 10 seasons. It'd also probably be a help if I actually showed you the ratings of these players. Caleb Williams, Superstar, you could argue X Factor. I think EA is going to probably lean towards Superstar. It's a close call, but I think they're going to lean towards Superstar, like a very high Superstar, like a Superstar and 7/10 or something like that. But these are the ratings that its VIX roster has, and I think for the most part they're pretty good, so check them out if you want to. Odunze, 78 overall. Was he 77 and I upgraded him? I can't remember. But, looks pretty damn good, obviously. Gave him superstar because the comps, they talk about all three of these guys basically being wide receiver one, in the draft. But because they're all at the same draft, it's a little bit tougher. Odunze went pretty high. Could have went even higher. I really hate the Chargers. Like, just take Odunze away from the Bears. They can have Joe Alt. Who gives a damn? Take Odunze away. But, I think they're all worthy of at least superstar dev. We have Austin Booker. I should have looked at the tackle on offense as well. Austin Booker is going to be the guy we start. Seeing a comp of Max Crosby seems a little crazy, but, that's the way it is. There's also a 4th-round punter. I mean, he's a punter. I don't know what you want from me. Do you want me to look at the ratings and say this guy's going to be the greatest punter of all time? Shane Leckler, move aside. He's the modern-day GOAT. And just like in I can't remember the last rebuild we did, but Austin Booker, going to be a star dev already with a breakout success, 10k XP on top of it. A win-and-in situation against the Packers of all teams. Is it going to happen? No, but still in the playoffs. 9-8. Really surprised to see a 9-8 playoff berth here as the Saints of all teams are 14-3. The Packers make it as the number, 4 seed, I would imagine. Looking at some of the other teams, we barely sneak in the Panthers themselves at 8-9. Definitely surprised that we actually made it. I mean, you usually don't see a 9-8 team making the playoffs, like, ever. But looking at the numbers, Caleb Williams, 24 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 3,200 yards. DeAndre Swift, yards aren't very good. We've seen a bunch of rushing touchdowns for the QB. Okay, Caleb Williams rushing for 744. It's weird because, I want to change the scheme because I know this team is going to be passing the ball a little bit more and definitely not running with the quarterback as much, but at the same time, I have seen Caleb Williams and this team itself do really well in the past, so I think I should change the scheme, but we'll see. 5 for Jalen Johnson's great. Santos was terrible. Troy Taylor, the rookie, did pretty damn well. 50-plus yards per punt is all you can really ask for. Yearly awards, MVP goes to Josh Allen. I've been seeing that name a lot. Caleb Williams wins Rookie of the Year. No one is shocked by that. And as far as any other awards go, definitely didn't expect any. But already, first year in the playoffs as the Bears. But, unfortunately, it's against the Cowboys. So, if I was betting on this one, I think I have a clear-cut winner who I would choose. Going to the end of the game against the Cowboys. Winning this game would be an ultimate upset, as we know what this Cowboys team does in Sim. And so far, we're seeing it on full display. 24-0, not a great start. Hey, we got some points, though. 31-3. Yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone would really be hurt from the Bears side. 9-8, barely sneaking into the playoffs and losing dramatically. But, I mean, at the end of the day, it's against a really good team, at least on paper. Dak Prescott killed us. Swift, not really much going on there. I gotta say, Swift's season in general, not super inspiring. Not a huge fan of it. Ravens-Eagles in the Super Bowl. Bird battle. And the Ravens do win. I mean, I'm not really sure I care too much. But looking at our dev-ups, it would appear none on offense. I'm not really shocked by that. Swift's an 88 overall at 25. We'd like to see that. I do have the XP a little higher on running back because for some reason, it's a really weird, not even really a weird drop-off because we see that in real life, but it's a really weird, you don't get a chance to get high up into the overalls, and when you do, it's a steep drop-off. It's like, yay, I'm finally at 90 overall, and then literally the next season, you regress 5 overall. So I got them a little bit higher, but we'll see. I mean, if he wasn't superstar and young, he would be like all the other, rookie CPU guys that just won't develop, and we'll need to develop one. This is a 10-year rebuild. Swift's got 4 years at best with us after this. Looking at dev-ups, we obviously expected Johnson to get the dev-up. He does. Fortunately, I do not believe anyone else got one, but as far as Jalen Johnson goes, absolutely a deserved one, and one that I'm glad we got. Obviously, star to superstar is massive, and hopefully that'll allow him to bank some upgrade points. Maybe he gets to a 95, 99 overall, lasts a little bit longer, 7 more years if we're lucky. That would be great. And looking at the re-signings, apparently it's only Josh Blackwell, who's fast as hell, and then Colin Johnson, who is tall as hell. Heading into free agency, this team's got a good, I would guess 3 to 4 season window to where you don't really have to worry too much about, contracts. So if we're going to try to build up a roster to win it all now, that's the smartest thing to do. The problem is, looking at this free agent group, there's not really a player that I think would really push this team that hard into that direction. maybe David Bakhtiari, but I mean, realistically, in real life, is he even a guy that's ever going to get back to that, like, status? I mean, will he even ever play another snap? I mean, and I remember seeing it on Twitter recently where it's like, David Bakhtiari is supposed to be, like, fully healed. This is the best his knee's ever going to feel. And then I seen something in him talking about, like, I want to make sure the knee's right and all that. It's like, just retire, dude. Like, right? Like, it's time, bro. You were great. You got the money. Like, let's not see that knee decapitated at some point. Is that what? Yeah, amputated, not that is not your head. Here are head to the drafts. Pick 19, the latest the Bears have drafted in quite some time. We're actually using C4's 2025 NFL draft class, so you're going to see some real names in here. I was thinking I don't know why, I was thinking we're drafted a lot higher than we were. I'm going to probably slow sim this because I kind of need like a DT type, and there are some like 1 or 2s that look decent, but if I could somehow land Nolan or Bane, which I probably won't be able to, that would be great. I don't know if I like Walker or Durant enough. I'd probably rather wait for Cross and like Hutchmacher or something, or even Caleb Banks. Some other options like corner and whatnot. I'm going to slow sim, but if those numbers, those names go in the top 10, there's not really much I could do. Travis Hunter, 1 overall to the Falcons. Let's see if these guys want to stick around a little bit longer. They're still here. Nolan's gone. Bane's gone. Okay, so let's just go to 19 and see what we're looking at. And all those DT types are still there. We have some corners. I was kind of looking at corner/safety as like a future-proof position, as we obviously have, oh my god, 6'5" safety? Is this a thing? As we obviously have, Kevin Byard, who's going to be regressing soon enough. Tight end Mason Taylor, maybe the vertical threat this team could use at that position. Cole Kmet's not bad. Big problem with that is just the fact that they paid him already. Cole Kmet's kind of on a contract. I don't know if I really want safety that bad, and I don't really know if these DTs are good enough, so I'm debating on what I want to do. Do I not just still go for this 6'5" safety? He looks insane. I'm going to grab the safety. Hidden Dev. He's going to be our future free safety when Kevin Byard's gone. I mean, he just looks too goated. I don't know what to tell you. Offensive line is really our biggest positional need besides DT. Might even be able to trade this down for a little bit later. Farmer's still there. Cross is still there. Hutchmacher. Maybe I go Cross at this pick. Got our safety. So, I mean, if it's not, offensive lineman, it's probably DT. Proctor's still there. Ratledge is still there. Any, day 3? We got a couple of day 3s in there. Slaughter looks really good, too. Colby looks great, though. I think I'm going to go Colby. Connor Colby, 6'6", 22 years old. And thankfully, normal dev. Love that. Oh, and the pick right after is our next pick. I'm going to move on to, I think, trading down to the 3rd if we can. And the Bills are giving me a pretty damn good trade. They're giving me a 4th round. That's probably going to be really late, but we also get only, 10 spots back? Maybe a little bit less. With that pick, I either go O-line or I go defensive tackle. Simply put, those two are the only positions I want. And I really just don't like the lack of size from Cross. I know it probably doesn't matter too much, but it's still, to me, it matters. And that's what matters, right? It's what matters to me. And there's a lot of linemen left, so I am actually going to go with DT. I'm going to go with Cross. I mean, he's rather undersized, but what can I do? To not draft him next time, I'll tell you that much. We got the hidden dev, super beast-looking offensive lineman, but... or not an offensive safety, but every other position is just garbage. Really, just straight up garbage. All the linemen we have left are all day 3s. Slaughter maybe is the guy we go with that day 3. Linebacker's kind of needed, but Sanborn's young, so I could still just keep trying to develop him. Do I really believe in Gervon Dexter is the question. I mean, I actually make sure that Gervon didn't get a dev up, because if you got a dev up, I'll just use him and Cross. But if he didn't give a dev up, I'm probably going to go for Banks. See, did he get one? He did not. He's how old now? 23? 22. I mean, he's still got potential. I still think I'm going to draft DT. Actually, nah, I'm going to go O-line, I think. I'm going to go with that Slaughter lineman, even though he's a day 3. They're all day 3s for 1 and 2. The guy has a couple of A's in there, hoping for hidden. Nice, not hidden. Sweet, love it. Fun. And considering I'm drafting literally nothing but normals left and right, I am not going to be trading up for anybody. We end up with the late 4th round pick. Do we go with another lineman? This one a tackle that kind of looks more like a guard Darius Washington, why not? A hidden, finally? Took us 3 tries, but we got him. We landed our hidden player, and in the 5th round, if there's a running back, I'll take a running back. This team could use some depth. Got a couple of linebackers. There is a running back. We also have a wide receiver. Have another lineman or two, but I'm really thinking running back Sanders. Raheem Sanders, kind of a power back, if you will. I like him. I think he's pretty good. Let's go with Sanders. Normal dev, I don't care. 92 speed and strong. Then with the next pick, if one of those linebackers is there, I'll take the depth at linebacker as well, and then we'll finish the draft from there, and we do not see that. We'll take one of the corners. I would imagine Prysock, especially being as tall as he is, looks like the better of the two. So I'm taking normal dev, maybe another safety type. One thing is for sure, I'm pretty disappointed with these normal devs. Considering that we had 2 second-round picks, and they're both like middle of the pack. Ooh, nice overall for that safety. I'm not super stoked about this draft class, right? I'm just not. Landing a normal dev DT. We got 2 normal dev DTs we're going to try to develop. This center, yeah, he's hidden dev, but, you know, or no, he's not even hidden dev. It was the tackle that was hidden dev. I was about to say, you know, not impressed. Sonny Styles is like the only guy that was really worth it. He looks really good in fairness. He's like so damn good. He's like ultra worth it, but I'm still just kind of disappointed. I really wish the rest of the draft was better, but it wasn't. Didn't check the dev. We'll see it when it's good and ready, I guess. And then with this pick, I guess he plays right guard as a starter. That's going to be the move. A couple of useless players in here, but we got a couple hiddens. We got a couple of starters. Here we go. Season 2. The team looks as follows. Obviously, still really good, but improved a little bit. Right guard, we now have a hidden dev player there. Center, we need a new center, realistically. I'm not sure what we're going to do. Like, we just don't need a tackle. I know there's talks about maybe replacing Braxton Jones in real life, but, I mean, I just don't need a tackle right now. DTs, definitely wish we would have done more. Got a really good safety for the future, though. Looks like he's going to be here for the long term, whereas Kevin Byard, I'm surprised he's even this high of an overall at this point. Didn't really even regress that hard, but we got safety depth, and really, I mean, maybe a new linebacker, but the picks weren't what we thought they were going to be. You know, the linemen, we were hoping for some hiddens, you know, maybe double dipped a little more than we needed to, and still only barely got the hidden dev, and then obviously DT really didn't work out that well. We should have done better, but at least, once again, we have the super sick safety. But yeah, year 1 draft, I'm hoping we can make up for it in the future drafts. Thar she blows! Jervon Dexter, star dev. Give us 20K. Give us 20K. 25% of what I've asked for. This is bull. 66 mil, a guard. Okay, backup running back. A linebacker that hasn't really developed. Still keeping it pretty light when it comes to needing to pay out the money. Tevin Jenkins, how good actually is he? Because we could make some moves. He's really good outside of pass block finesse, which as a guard, I don't hate that actually. I'm going to do a 3-year deal worth 39. I think 13 million per for him is actually a really good price. To the wildcard round, going up against a bad Lions team, apparently, and we still somehow lose. 3-13 at the time, and we missed the playoffs at 8-9. I've been switching the playbooks up a little bit, and things aren't really going that well. You can see this is why I changed it. We actually won some games, and then just lost $1 billion out of the last 4 out of 5 games. And missed the playoffs because of it. Really unfortunate because it was a nice turnaround and then just a bunch of losses, unfortunately. Looking at the quarterbacking, really good touchdown to pick ratio, 4,000 yards. It's not bad. Rushing touchdowns in general, just not scoring enough touchdowns. Swift has been awful, by the way. Like, it's one thing to be like a rookie doing this, and we know that the threshold is like you kind of need to be like an 89, 90 to do really well, but he's just about an 89, 90, yet he's really not playing well. Odunze was amazing, could go to X Factor. DJ Moore was okay. Allen was okay. Komet was okay. But, yeah, Odunze really did well. Rest of the line, anything special going on? Not really. I suppose the center and right guard were pretty decent, especially that right guard. Sweat, though, at 17.5 sacks. That's got to be a dev up. Cross, not a bad season, so you never know. Picks, actually not terrible. McLaughlin, way better kicking, yet still wasn't good enough to make the playoffs, unfortunately. Any dev ups at all? I'm trying to think. Would there have been anyone besides Sweat? Probably not. Sweat won Defensive Player of the Year. Forget, Defensive Lineman of the Year or anything like that. Cross at number 3 for Rookie of the Year. Bain winning it all. Odunze, best wide receiver, actually. So, I mean, we should at least have 2 guaranteed dev ups minimum. Eagles back in a Super Bowl, this time against the Bills, though. Will the Eagles get the revenge against the AFC, or they lose again? And they do get the revenge. They are now Super Bowl champions once again. A little bit of a break in between, not a whole lot. Odunze, X Factor, as expected, he's well on his way. Keenan Allen's really not regressing, though, I gotta say. Don't know what his real-life contract is in relation to this real-life year, but, I mean, I'm just gonna let it happen because I imagine it's expensive, so it's not like we're cheating in any way. And then defensively... Okay, I'm going to force this. What is genuinely wrong with this game? Defensive Player of the Year, D-Lineman of the Year, 17.5 sacks, not good enough for a dev up. I argue he should have went to X Factor, but I won't even make that argument to change his dev, but I will be changing it to Superstar. I just do not care. Not even just that, but the fact that he's like on the older side anyways, you know, even if he, you know, gets X Factor here from us forcing it, he's still not going to last the whole rebuild. We'll see what happens, but that is ridiculously bad. How is he not deving up there? Oh, Sanborn's star. Oh, was Styles a superstar? I mean, that's a hell of a draft pick, I can't lie. But yeah, Sanborn went up in dev. How is 17.5 sacks with multiple award wins not good enough for a dev up? I just don't know. Like, we've seen guys get dev ups at 6 sacks. But that isn't good enough? I don't get it. I really don't. Jervon Dexter, obviously, had his breakout dev up, but I'm still curious to see where he is. 80 block shed, 75 power move. Not bad. Not bad. He's progressing. Cross could easily be replaced as soon as this season right here, though, as that is kind of our biggest need. Sucks that Sanborn got that dev up, but I still think we can do better, so we're going to try not to pay him. You know, paying linebackers off ball, usually having to pay them, pass rusher money doesn't really go super well for trying to retain the roster as long as possible. And once again, he's a lower overall. I'm not paying 10 mil per or whatever he was asking for that low of an overall at 25. Even if he got to start, doesn't matter to me. And speaking of re-signings, we kind of have the backup running back position solved. What is that, like 8 mil per year, 7.5 mil per year? That's very costly for a 76 overall 25-year-old. That's just not worth it in my opinion. McLaughlin was amazing, so obviously in the terms of realism, I try to keep him. 2-year, 10.6, worthy contract for us. Kind of worthy for him. You would assume he would get more 3 or 4 years on that contract, but about 70 mil. The biggest need being linebacker or DT, maybe a center, I suppose. But I could usually just draft a rookie center. Ayuk is a free agent. Definitely could see that happening in real life, but I will say just not a position we need at all. Running back, technically we could use one, but at 29, I'm not really that interested. Creed Humphrey is a superstar dev. That is very interesting. Wyatt Teller. Maybe move our current right guard to center. Wyatt Teller. How many years? He wants a 2-year deal. These are interesting times. These are some contracts that are definitely intriguing. Khalil Mack back as a Packer, but just a Bear. I was thinking of freaking Julius Peppers there for a moment. I don't know. I want Creed Humphrey, but how many times am I going to sign him? Same with Teller, but at least he's a little bit older. He's a little more reasonable to be let go. Kind of. No one else wants him. I'm going to pay the contract. It is what it is. We need the lineman bad, and that's how it goes. So we don't really actually need to add any new linemen. We will probably, because someone else needs to get paid. Maybe we don't want to pay it, but we'll take Wyatt Teller one up. Here we are in the draft. Pick 13. I know we obviously missed the playoffs, but pick 13 seems a little higher than I even thought. We don't have our own second-round pick. Is that something we knew about? Oh, wait, that's not even a second round. Is that another first round? Wait, how come we don't have our own second-round pick? For some reason, we have Carolina's. Give it back. Well, we saw that debacle, unless I made a mistake and I actually did trade that. I don't even remember. But looking at some of the draft picks, I, once again, didn't expect to be this high of a draft pick. So there might be some names that I wasn't expecting to take, but might take because the value is there. I think realistically, though, we're missing, maybe a DT. A couple of linebackers wouldn't hurt because Edwards is obviously getting old and is, he's like 83 overall. He's not getting any better than that. And a lot of the guys we have are like 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4. So in that regard, I might be making that play. Corner is like somewhat of a need only because I don't know if Tyreek Stevenson / Kyler Gordon are going to really develop that high, but I still think at 25 I'm going to give him another season or two. I like Gerald Moore as well. Swift really hasn't gotten the job done, and I don't know, maybe if we start developing a running back now, we won't have to develop a running back for the rest of the rebuild. We, whoever whoever starts right now, if we got a new running back, if they're good enough, they would be the player for the rest of the rebuild. I think we're going to go to 22 and still land a DT probably. And if not, we just take one later. We trade 13, a 5th, and a 6th this year to move down to 22 and gain 54 from the Niners, which I think is a pretty good trade for both sides here. See what they end up getting. Sterling Man looked pretty good, actually. See who we got. We have a wide receiver there. I didn't even think about wide receiver. That's another option. We have a couple of speedy options. Have all the DT options still there, too. Is that a pass rusher? I thought I saw Pat. No, that's the off ball, actually. The corners are still there. It's pretty good players. I'm kind of thinking maybe Jamal Clark, though. Washington State, 21 years old, super speedy. Keenan Allen's not getting any younger. I'm kind of curious to see Keenan Allen's, like, overall right now and how much we save getting rid of him. Because you might be able to flip him for, like, something. The problem is Keenan's still so damn good. And then we do have some tight ends, but even then, Cole Kmet's still on contract, and we're fine there. I mean, it's just... it's a bit costly for a tight end in the first round. I think I'm going to go Jamal Clark. I liked what I seen. Jamal Clark. Ooh, not my favorite. Our future wide receiver is normal dev. I don't like that. See if there's anything we want to go with here. Do we want to take a DT? I could just wait for Caleb Brooks, and if he doesn't work out, I can go for Cook. If he doesn't work out, I can go for Reddick. You got options. Safety's up there. Yeah, I think this might be another trade down. I do like Hookland, though. But even then, I could just go Myers. So, yeah, we're going to trade down to late second. Maybe pick up a third. Oh, there you go. The Buccaneers giving us like a bunch of different random things. I'll take it. Almost picking up a third with that high fourth. Carradine. Oh, the running back's still there, actually. Gerald Moore. I think the value's here. I really do. I think he looks great. Gerald Moore is going to be my guy. Oh, another normal. Not my favorite thing. Not at all. How do you make the argument to start him over Swift? I don't think you do. That's the problem. I'm going to really need whatever DT we choose to be hidden so then I can, safely move on to the next positional need, because so far we're drafting a whole lot of nothing. And because I want Reddick, I'm actually going to take the lineman Myers. I think he looks so good. 21 years old, and, if he's hitting dev, I think this would be a great pick. And he is, all right? I mean, those linemen are kind of the quote-unquote safest of hidden devs these days. And honestly, I do need a DT. I mean, I need a linebacker more. So if there's not there's multiple linebackers, I'm not even really too worried about it. I think I really like Reddick the most. I think I'm going to go Reddick. I think he just looks the best. He's 21, 287, 6'4". He's got the best bench and speed. I'm hoping for hidden. Hey, hidden dev. I don't know why I said hoping for hidden. Obviously, we're hoping for hidden. We're always hoping for hidden, but actually getting it's another story. And both of those DTs went shortly after. We got some linebackers. I'm just going to trade up for whoever's remaining. We end up keeping our highest 4th-round pick to trade off our actual 4th-round pick. A 6th, a 7th, and a 6th who does it. The 6th being a next-year pick. Kind of after the 4th round, we're basically done with the draft unless we decide to trade down, which is an option. But I don't know if that's what I'm going to do. Ooh. I might actually trade up again. The 6'5" corners there. And there's always that chance at superstar. Well, obviously I'm taking Patterson. That's the guy I'm trading up for. 22 years old, 6'2", automatic starter no matter what. And he's heading. Okay, that's a good thing. Because, like I said, auto starter. No choice. We end up stealing 2 7ths off them by trading Nate Davis with our 4th-round pick to move up 8 spots. I want some depth in the draft. Why not, We're going to go for that 6'5" corner, though. Julius Smith, 6'5", 21 years old. Not as, athletic as you would hope, but that's always the case. Just hoping for superstar. And I think we might have gotten it. If he's superstar and we just man up and just start him over all these other players, we could actually do an in-rebuild 6'5" corner career simulation on top of it. But I don't know what I want to do. Because I want to, start the guys that make the most sense, as already starters on this team. But at the same time, that 6'5" corner could be beastly if we start him now. Here we go, draft recap, 77 overall. Okay, so the guys that were normal were very good, though, in fairness. Center 72, DT 72, linebacker 73, Julius Smith 73. Fair enough. 77 overall for the wide receiver 3 that, once again, is normal dev, but has a lot of potential. Definitely a lot of potential. We would probably want him to start soon, but Keenan Allen's too good to not start again. At the end of the day, I'll just let him go to free agency if I need to. And Gerald Moore, change of direction isn't the best, but he is actually really good. I mean, once again, another guy where if we just manned up a little bit and just started him, we'd be in a really good spot. But, you know, I just don't want to make the unrealistic move. DeAndre Swift is higher overall for sure. Reddick, really good finesse move. Got all the traits we'd want. Injury's a little iffy, but here's to see his Dev. Automatic DT number 2, just because of Dev alone. Dev is star Dev. There you go. I mean, I wish it would have been higher, but obviously you don't always win. Patterson, is it a right out we need? Left out we need? You need a starter right now. That's all I know, because Sanborn is gone. So Patterson's going to be one of those. And we probably need to draft another, maybe 2 going forward. Also star Dev. Smith might be the only guy we have superstar, if he even is. 6'5", 81 man, 79 press. Not that fast, but at 6'5", it makes up for it. It definitely makes up for it. And Dev, yep, superstar Dev. So there's a conversation to potentially be had. Here we go, Season 3. The team looks really strong on offense. We have all stars or better on the offensive line. Obviously, Wyatt Teller's a new right guard. If someone needs a contract like maybe Braxton Jones, maybe we have more flexibility to say, hey, have you really developed that well? And honestly, he's actually not that bad looking, so we'll see. But yeah, I don't really like giving linemen contracts in these rebuilds because it just doesn't work out. You know, you can't really keep these guys for that long, as, you know, you're going to end up losing a way more important name at a different position if you do. Swift, if he doesn't play really well this year, I think is going to be gone, and Moore is just going to start because there's no excuse anymore. Swift is a 91 overall. That's all there really is to it. Defensively, I'm surprised Kevin Byard's still here. Styles probably finally gets the starting job next season, so we'll see what happens there. But safety should not be a problem going forward, and this team also has depth. Really, the big forward position would be linebacker, right? We definitely need to replace Edwards. And then Edmonds is starting to get a little older. 27 years old, no dev up. You know, what does he need, a contract in a year or two? And am I really paying a 28, 29-year-old star linebacker? Probably not, right? So we'll see what happens there. Corner's great. I mean, this team has a lot of depth. We just need to actually get some of these overalls up, especially on the D-line. And we should be cooking. Booker, there you go. Gets a 1 of 2, which is 10k XP. Oh, Caleb Williams is an X Factor. Welcome to the X Factor squad. Let's see how much money we got. 118 mil. We got to pay DJ Moore. I think that's all right. If Swift is playing well, he'll get that contract as well. Ooh, Brisker's a little more costly than I thought. Braxton Jones is 100% gone. Keenan's 100% gone. Edwards 100% gone. Byard's 100% likely gone. Gordon, I think that contract's not bad. Yeah, I mean, we could afford most of this. It's just like picking and choosing who the hell we want to keep. I got to see what Swift is doing, because if Swift is not playing well, despite being a 90+, there you go. But so once you get to that 90+, you know, you start playing well. I think we've hit the nail on the coffin. I don't know about Brisker, though, especially with a low zone coverage. I think he's more of an overall than anything, but at the same time, then I would need another new safety, because Byard, even if he stays around one more year, it's still limited. That's a lot of money, though. Like 16.5. If I can turn this into 16 mil over 4, I'll do it. Okay, fair enough. 16 over 4, that's... Well, not over 4, you know what I mean. 16 per 4. Per 4. DJ Moore gets the 20 mil per, which is obviously great. Swift, obviously, we're going to give him the contract. I mean, I don't know if his overall is going to be good enough, but we'll go for a 4-year. Why not? Looking at Braxton Jones, we could afford him. I just don't think it's worth it. I mean, this is our second 10-year rebuild, and I think I'm learning a little bit. Oh, come on, Kyler. Stop doing that. I think I'm learning a little bit. O-line just can't be kept. If we win, I believe we're in. If we lose, who freaking knows? I think it's the Lions again as well. We actually did win, though, thankfully. The weak link, I don't know what side that's going to be. Looking at Caleb's numbers, probably defensive side. Let's take a look. Anyways, a little bit of an iffy start. A little bit of a, I mean, I can't even say iffy end. We won like 2 games, lost 1, win 2, lose 1. It's not the worst model in the world. 2-to-1 ratio is not terrible. Looking at the stats and awards, though, Caleb, we obviously know, killed it. X Factor before the end of the season, would have gotten it anyways. Really good season there. Swift was great. Odunze was amazing. DJ Moore was pretty good. Keenan was all right. Komet was decent. We're using the Bengals offensive scheme right now. Blocking was not the best. Wyatt Teller would have went to Superstar if he already wasn't, so he was obviously worth it. Booker with 10 sacks, which is weird because Sweat only has 5.5. Reddick with 5.5 as well. Picks, 3 for Jalen Johnson. Really low pick numbers this year. McLaughlin, worse than last year. Punting, 50-plus per. That's all I asked for. Clark with no kick return or punt returns on the year. MVP, speaking of the Bengals, goes to Joe Burrow. Looking at any other award wins we had, Reddick wins Rookie of the Year. I mean, it doesn't take much on the defensive side of the ball, it seems. Odunze, the best wide receiver. Wyatt Teller, once again, best offensive lineman. Not really surprised there. Could have landed ourselves a couple of dev-ups, which would be great, especially for Booker. That would be the one if I could choose any of these players that look like they're going to get one, it would be him. He would definitely be the guy that I would want to get that dev up. Speaking of, here's the matchup, 90 to 85. I don't know what speaking of means in that case, but here we are. 7-7. Wow, that was like an instant rebuttal score. 14 to 10. Looks like a touchdown. Nice drive. That was perfect. Wasted all the clock. Got the touchdown. Up by 11. Now up by 18. Up by 21. And the Seahawks are going to be losing this game 38 to 17. Very convincing win from us. Not really sure who they're even using at QB. Brandon Griffin, that's right. 4 touchdowns for Caleb. 0 interceptions. Doubled his stat line and then some. Swift was decent enough. Odunze has been ridiculous, though. He has been so damn good. It's crazy. Montez Sweat with 2 sacks. Booker with 2 sacks. Kyler Gordon with a pick. Johnson with a pick. I mean, really good across the board. I don't really think anyone played bad. Winning a playoff game feels great. Moving on to the divisional round. It is the Vikings playoff blizzard. I'm going to click this. The Vikings aren't ready for it. They play in the cold, but not in the cold. You know what I mean? They travel through the cold, I guess. Snow like this is a great equalizer. I don't know what with that robot movement from Keenan was, but sure. Let's take a look at the blizzard. 90 for... Wow, they're 90 overall as well. Oh, that's because they got Creed Humphrey. You're only allowed to have good tackles, Minnesota. Anything on the interior of the line, you suck with. I don't care. You don't get good interior. You get great tackles, and that is it. Take it or leave it. But now they have an amazing center, maybe the best in the league at this point. The Chiefs lose to the Bengals, who have the MVP in the league. Definitely interesting. Definitely something to see. Looking at the end of the game, it's a snowy one. 3-0. Why? Speaking of snowy games, though, I have not played many actual snowy games in our franchises this year. What gives? I feel scammed. Huge drive ending with a field goal right before half. Not great. They are taking this snow and running with it. 31-17. I mean, that's going to be GG. The Vikings of all teams are going to be the ones to kill us in the snow. And at this point, why are we not kicking the field goal? Like, why are we still trying to move the ball down 17? Kick the field goal, which I'll miss because the snow makes it... Let's move on to the offseason. Let's be real. We wasn't going to happen anyways, but you have a little bit better of a chance when you actually kick the damn field goal through the uprights, believe it or not. Caleb Williams just wasn't great enough, wasn't good enough. Jones is still there killing it, while Swift, we just paid... I don't even know, what, 11 mil per year for 3 years? He just put up 31 yards in the snow. I mean, we needed him more than ever, and he just sucked. Although I will say he put up some receiving numbers. So, you live another day. That's all I can say about that. Jair Brown with a pick, and then obviously the missed kick with McLaughlin, and is what it is. Yeah, I'm not going to click that Blizzard thing. Not because I'm losing morale or this or that. It's just no point. I'm not going to get anything positive, so if I'm not going to get anything positive and the season's over, there's no point. I'm not clicking it. You can suck one. All right? Oh, I guess it was a little bit too cold and snowy for you. I don't care what you got to say. The Bengals versus the Eagles. Eagles 3 straight Super Bowl seasons now. They lost one. They won one. History tells me it's time to lose, especially against the MVP quarterback, and it is going to be the case. The Eagles lose by 3. Let's take a look at those dev-ups if we had any. Who would have even had one? I don't think we were expecting any, right? Defensively, we've got... Oh, Edmonds, that's a huge one. Oh, that's a big one. That's what I usually hear when I drop my pants. A superstar dev for the guy that we were just talking about maybe becomes a problem by not getting past star dev. Any other dev ups? I don't think so. Oh, Brisker. The timing on him as well. Not bad. Just paid him a 4-year 64. Worth it. Absolutely worth it. We need to replace Edwards. I will say, though, this team's not regressing the way I thought. Like, I really thought Keenan would have been worse off by now. I really thought, Kevin Byard would have been worse off by now. But we're actually, like, okay. Like, nothing really is hurting too much with these drops in dev or in overall. We could probably re-sign and keep half the guys that we were talking about letting go if we really wanted to, but I think we're just going to play it smart and, think about the future of, well, if we sign this guy, will we lose this guy? And, I want to keep the youth if I can, because Keenan's got, what, a year, maybe 2? Kevin Byard, a year, maybe 2 at being elite, so it's just not worth it. It's time to look at the re-signings. Maybe could have looked at the retirements, but re-signings time is now. It's going to be weird, though, because if you have Keenan Allen with the other options you have on offense and you can't, win a Super Bowl, how are we going to, win one without him? That's where I'm at. Darnell Wright, 16 mil. I mean, probably just wait and re-sign him. Keenan Allen, I mean, I half tempted to just try and keep him on a 1 year, 19? 1 year 19? Really? I mean, I offered quite a bit there. I know it's a 1 year deal, but I suppose see you later, Kevin Byard. I mean, I think Styles has waited long enough, so there was any guy I really wanted to keep that we already had a really good backup ready for anyways, it definitely would have been Keenan. And unfortunately, he chose not to stay. As far as Braxton Jones goes, he wasn't really, wow, Brock Purdy's a free agent. Really wasn't putting up the numbers I was hoping he was going to. He was giving up a lot of sacks. I can find anyone to do that for us. It's not exclusive to him. I don't know why I looked at Kevin Byard. I'm going to try to get Keenan Allen back on that 1 year 19 we originally offered. You can still have the 1 year 19, no hard feelings. And I'm just not really in the market for paying a lot of money for a tackle, so even though it probably makes sense to do that in real life, I mean, I could just find someone new, I think. We'll just draft a new player. How is nobody offering Brock Purdy more, by the way? I don't want him, obviously, but the base contract he's asking for is just under 60, and there's no one offering higher than that, which, I mean, he's insane. He's really good. I don't know what we're doing here. Why wouldn't you as a team that's been looking for a quarterback for ages, maybe? And we do not get Keenan Allen. He ends up as a Titan where wide receivers go to die. But of that evaluation at 34 years old, I don't blame him one bit. That is a lot of money. I guess it's Amagaji's time. He is going to be starting. He looks really not ready to play pass block finesse, but you know what? We're going to give him a chance. Other than Washington maybe making the switch over. We didn't actually see Myers, but it looks like he wasn't higher than star dev. Other than Washington making the switch over, I think that's our best option. I think I might move him over, though, because he started as a right tackle. Also a little iffy in the finesse department, but started off as a tackle, so why not move him back over to left guard, left tackle, and see what's up? What's his overall? I mean, he's so much higher in every way. Do we just trade Amagaji? What are we missing? I mean, he's got, nothing better than him. Worst pass block, worst pass block power, worst pass block finesse, worst run block, same run block power. He has slightly better run block finesse, so we'll give him that. 10 worst lead block, way better impact. Fits more as a guard at this rate. He's on a contract year. He's star dev, so can I not just trade him off for a 4th round pick or something? I mean, you're slightly recouping what you lost. Not by a lot, but slightly. The Packers actually currently don't have a left tackle at all. The other teams had tackles. I'm not really sure why they're even interested. But 4th round pick, I mean, it's a decently high 4th round pick, I'm pretty sure. So, and we recoup some of the loss in real life. It sucks we never got a chance to see him in action. But, I mean, those ratings just don't... Okay, Blake Corum's here, apparently. Those ratings just don't really make me want to, invest any time into him. He's good backup. That's all I can really say. It's not the worst thing to have. A backup tackle that's good. I mean, it could be invaluable. Here we go at pick 26. I was kind of thinking one of our biggest needs sort of is tight end. Kind of, not really. I mean, really, we're in a position of luxury where we really just don't have a surefire need at this point. So I guess tight end would be one of our higher needs. The thing about that is, though, this was a really bad tight end class. So realistically, our best option would be to grab one of the taller wide receivers. There goes one of them that I have, and maybe just convert them to tight end. Let's see if that's a possibility. I scouted them further. We have Roman, who is actually really solid looking. 6'4", 21 years old. He's decently athletic. He's 223, which isn't the biggest for a tight end, but he's kind of big, I guess. I mean, I suppose with no real other needs at this moment, other than linebacker, which we'll obviously get in the 2nd or the 3rd round, do I not just make that trade up and grab him? And worst case scenario, it doesn't work out at tight end. He's just another really good weapon for this team. Just going to be picking from luxury. A 4th round pick is not going to be enough. I don't know why I thought that was going to be enough. A 4th and a 5th, a higher 4th round, of course. I really don't want to give up both 4ths, but I suppose I will, because once again, not really much more we need, and the guy looks pretty good. I would say he's probably at least star dev, maybe a little higher. We'll see. Star, superstar, maybe. If he's normal, I'd be pretty disappointed, similar to the Clark wide receiver we took, but we'll see right now if that is going to be the case. Wide receiver Luis Roman, 6'4", 223. And he's heading. There you go. 90 speed, 91 XL, 95 jumping, 90 change of direction. I mean, Mike Evans-like, if you will. You know, it's not like every single tight end is like the greatest blocker of all time. Just basically a slot wide receiver. Why not? Antonio Cook, there's another really good wide receiver here. Cook, 4'5". I was looking for anyone that was 6'4" or higher, though. Linebackers are there. I don't know if any of those linebackers are so good that I have to take them. Like Griffin, I think, is probably the best looking out of all of them. O-line is obviously an option. I definitely think Edmonds is worth taking. What else do we have? That's a pass rusher. I think Broughton's probably the best. I'm going to take one more look at Broughton before I make the decision. I'm going to take Justin Broughton. Not fun. Looks like we might be making another trade up because I really want to land a hidden linebacker. We end up trading Cross a 3rd and a 5th this year to move up, like, I don't even know, 21 spots with the Jets. Going to take linebacker Griffin, who was definitely the guy that I wanted the most out of all the linebackers, but I thought maybe I could double dip, get 2 really good players. Hoping that he is hidden. Griffin, ooh, I mean, he still looks better than the other guy we just drafted, but both normal, and that kind of sucks. You can't win them all, though. You just can't win them all. Pick 15 in the 7th round. I mean, one of those guys can obviously hit the start because Edwards is gone. And then with these picks, probably just some random backup level talents. Here we go, draft recap. I'm curious to see what we've landed ourselves and if there's even an argument to be made for that wide receiver to play tight end. 74, 74, 71. Broughton definitely looks like the best of the bunch. Let's take a look at Luis Roman. What's that run block look like? Pretty much all wide receivers have like no run block. He's a very good short route guy. Run block. In fairness, 62 run block. I mean, 62 is really high. I'm putting him at tight end. I don't care. I don't care. I'm not hearing it. 84. Yeah, why not? Star def. I mean, it's all right. He goes up to a 77 overall. Broughton. Justin Broughton. Coverage isn't the best. We'll take a look at who's better, obviously, and, you know, make that determination. Obviously, the overall is different, but that's because one's playing middle, one's not. This is tough because I think Griffin's a little more balanced, and he is more athletic. Let's put him at left down and see if he's the same overall. If he is, I think he starts. If he's the same, he starts. Rules are rules. Not even close. Okay, never mind. I also do want to see the other guy, Griffin. Obviously, we're just going to take whoever was second, because we were not going to be trading up for a player that we didn't even know would make sense. Worst run block, so in fairness, less of an argument. No aggressive catch either, but hidden dev, you never know. This could be superstar, could be better. His dev is... Oh, no way. So the thing that separates one selection in the draft is 2 devs. That's crazy. Don't get me wrong. If I saw Griffin there, if it was the other guy that went, I would have definitely chose Griffin if I had the choice at that spot. But I had to trade up, and we do the thing we do. Usually it works out more often than not, and it saves us a lot of draft picks in the process. Odunze is officially the highest-rated wide receiver on this team, and this is what the squad looks like in general. Clark finally getting a chance to start. 79 overall. He's really young still, so he's got plenty of time to develop as that deep threat slot. As far as deep threat slot is definitely something. But Komet, if he got a dev up, maybe Roman would be a wasted pick. But if he doesn't, I might be letting him go. He's 28 now, I think. 27, maybe 28. And, well, he's a good catcher, and his route running's decent. His ceiling is not too much higher. And like I said, he really needs that dev up. Offensive line, it's seen better days. Not really, actually. It really hasn't seen better days. This is a good offensive line. Got 3 guys that are 85 plus. What can I ask for? Broughton, we're hoping for a dev up or 2 from a breakout. Maybe breakout and then like a really sick season gets him all the way to X Factor. You never know. D-line, really thought Booker maybe went to Superstar. That one's not as clear-cut as forcing Sweat, right? 17.5 sacks, that's a dev up. You win Defensive Player of the Year and D-Lineman of the Year, you deserve a dev up. Booker, 10 sacks, yeah, it's a lot, but it shouldn't be a guaranteed dev up. So, that's why we didn't change that, obviously. And then Brisker, we paid him a lot of money to basically have no zone coverage. And then the upgrade I just got was a +3 to awareness. What do you mean? He's got 76 zone coverage and I'm getting awareness upgrades? Also, why is run support so bad for block shed? How is he only 65 block shed if his run support is the only thing he's been upgrading? Man, it is so dumb, but that's what we got. All right, $118 million. Booker needs a contract, definitely gets it. Edmonds needs a contract, probably gets it. It is costly, but not that costly, right? I think at some point you got to keep at least one of your linemen. We'll keep him. Stevenson has been a guy that I've been kind of thinking about this whole time. Is like, it's just not really working out. Teller needs a contract already. We'll see who we pay. Edmonds, a 4-year 62, I think is worth the value. Booker, he's been pretty good, and I think Sweat will be gone before he ever will be. So, for a 5-year 82, maybe he'll get the job done. Darnell Wright. $16 million per year. I don't like to be locked in too long, but that's not a bad deal. $74 million still. Tyreek Stevens said he's not bad, but he's mainly a zone corner. We really should have just started that 6'5" corner, but I just wanted to give him and Kyler Gordon a chance, and they didn't really develop that well. Jervon, nice. I love that. I love that he didn't really fight that too much. Teller, I'm going to keep him around for at least another season. So 1 year 17.5, apparently not good enough. After those contracts, we'll lose Stevenson, but we'll still have about $45 million left, and overall have a pretty solid squad. I do worry, though, that we're going to have to pay Caleb Williams next season. Same with Odunze. So, yeah, we're maybe not as well off as we thought, because, yeah, those guys are going to be expensive. Back in one of those win-and-in situations, which we usually fail, especially against the Lions. Hey, we actually won. Lost to them earlier in the season, and there we go, winning that one, obviously. And we are the #1 team for yards passing, it seems. Taking a look at the win-loss. Really not a great start. A decently strong finish, winning like 4 of the last 6. Maybe a little bit better than that even, but good enough, right? It was good enough for the playoffs, and once you make it, that's all that matters. Anything can happen from there. 40 touchdowns, 8 interceptions is really good ratio. Yards are amazing, #1 in the league to be exact. Swift, decent, but the touchdowns in general for the run game were a little bit lower than usual. Moore might have been an X factor. Odunze was great. Clark was pretty good. Komet, maybe with the yards, good enough for Superstar. Probably not, though. Blocking, Washington, he literally picked up exactly where Braxton left off, which I'm not saying is a good thing, but it's about the same. And Teller, man, he is unbelievable. I also didn't even finish the contracts I wanted to do, which is a big L. Sweat, 8.5. Booker, 8. Those are okay numbers, I suppose. McLaughlin was better than last year. Taylor was his best year yet. And that'd be the special teamers. Yearly awards, Caleb Williams at #4. Jalen Hurts, though, the MVP of the league, which means we're going to get cucked over by a lot of those awards. Broughton, though, gets a dev up because of Rookie of the Year on defense. Caleb Williams, best QB, #2, so he's a Pro Bowler. DJ Moore was #2 for wide receiver. Odunze, #9. Offensive line, Teller back-to-back years winning. Defensive line, no. Linebacker, no. Kicker, #7, but who cares? But we're back in the playoffs. That's the one thing I do care about. 91 overall to the 86 overall Buccaneers. Because while we don't have full control, like we could build the best team in the world, sim 10 seasons, and never win a Super Bowl, I would like to at least win 1 minimum per 10-year rebuild. I feel like that's like at least the bottom line. But 2 to 3 would definitely be like my goal. 1 is the bottom line, 2 to 3 is my goal. 21 is 9, and it's not going to happen this year, is no matter who we play, no matter how much better than them we are, we cannot do much in the playoffs. I'm surprised we even won the game we did against the Seahawks, and by the manner we did, losing to this team just makes no sense. We're better than them in almost every way imaginable. The only position I could really think that we're worse than them in is maybe one of the lineman positions. Like, we have a better wide receiver core, we have a better running back, we have a better quarterback by a mile. Most of our linemen are probably better. The D-line, unless they got some new pass rusher I'm not aware of, is not better than ours. Our linebackers are obviously better. Our corners are especially a corner one, way better. Safety is at least on par, if not better, because of styles. You know, you 1-to-1 Brisker technically by overall. Like, I'm going to actually look through it. Oh, they had a really good backup safety, though. So quarterback, obviously better. Running back, obviously better. Wide receivers, obviously better. Tight end, way better. Tackle, you can win that. The rest of the line, though, way better on our side. Interior of the line, it's weird because it's a 3-4. They probably got better DTs by a little bit, but our edge is definitely technically better. Linebackers, way better. It's not even close. Corners, they actually probably have the better, combined effort, but we're pretty close when you consider we have 3 guys that are 83 plus when they only have, 2, but they are both, 90. So we'll give them the nod there. Safety, we'll give them the nod slightly. But realistically, with all the firepower we have on offense, we are the better team. There's no doubt about it, and losing the way we did is just a systemic failure of how bad the sim is in this game. The Cowboys versus the Chiefs. I don't even know who I want to win at this rate. I hate seeing the Cowboys win in game, and the Chiefs already won a bunch in real life, so who do you even want? I think you just turn off the Super Bowl that year. It's just, you don't watch. 21-13, the Chiefs win. Looking at the DevOps, DJ Moore does go to X Factor, which he's been basically battling with 92 overall this whole entire time. He goes up in overall in the season, regresses on overall. It's not a fun game to be playing. Defensively, we have no DevOps. Broughton actually went to Superstar, which is a great DevOps set, but no one else went up in Dev, unfortunately. But that's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. But nice Dev up there, and yeah, it's going to solidify our linebacker spot for a little bit. It is kind of crazy, though, how 5-year rebuilds are literally perfect to avoid all... Oh, we have a ton of money. What are we worried about? To avoid all, future issues. I do say, though, we kind of sold on this contract. 3 or 48, he wants a 3 or 51. So let's set that up to a 3 or 54 and then just multiply the years. It's the easiest way to do math, in my opinion. 5-year 90. Boom. Easy. 86 mil. Yeah, sorry, Tyreek. And then Wyatt Teller, I'm surprised he didn't just take the contract we offered him. I'll bump it a little bit. 1 year 18, he's technically the best guard in the league, just based on not allowing sacks. 68 mil with having to pay Odunze and Caleb Williams next season. I think we can deal with it, but we also have to pay Styles, which 11 million is a lot. If we had to pay Brisker 16, you would assume this contract right now for Styles would be 13. So 13 over 6 years is saving that 11, which is only saving 2 mil right now anyway. So yeah, it's just no point. Wait it out. Corners, we don't even need to technically change anything. Kyler Gordon could still be the number 3, and then our 6'5" corner could just step right into the role of starter if need be. But we also have a draft pick here. We can make a selection of corner if we want. But yeah, we're in an okay spot. As long as Caleb isn't asking for 60 per, which he might in fairness, I think we're fine. But yeah, we definitely cannot spend money in free agency. Just curious to see. I can't believe Kevin Byard's still this good, though. 86 overall with speed is definitely surprising, without a doubt. But yeah, we just can't afford anyone here. If we spend any money here, we're going to lose Odunze. Here we are in the draft, and I'm thinking future-wise, Montez Sweat needs a contract, and he's making 25 mil right now. He could end up being a guy that's not that expensive. Maybe it's worth re-signing him, but if there's, positions that I'm thinking about needing to replace in the future, edge rusher's probably very high up there. Chason is here. He's around 1, and then we have Pleasant here, who's also around 1. I'd be kind of willing to take either of them. Chason might be a little bit safer because he's faster. Usually speed does equivalent to a decent player, but this Pleasant guy does look really good. So if we can get to around pick 10, we can maybe make a lucrative trade up. As outside of that, there's not really a need. Corner, you could argue, but we have a 23-year-old superstar dev, 6'5", 78 overall. We could still use him. We could still develop him. Also, who just went? Was that Pleasant? I didn't even see who it was. I gotta take a look. If those linebackers are still there, we are in a good spot. And I seen Chason. Yeah, they're both there. So, obviously, at this point, I'm kind of hoping Chason goes first, but I'm probably willing to trade up for either of them. Looking good so far. Really good. Sooner or later, you would assume they're both still there. There you go. All the way to the Chargers. This is not going to be nearly the trade up I thought it was going to be. I thought we were going to have to get to around 8 or 9. And I was thinking, you know what? It might still be worth doing. But wow, we are actually in a way better spot. Let's see what we can do. 4th round pick. Damn close to it, actually. 4th and 5th to move up 5 spots would be great. I'd do a 5th next year if I had to. So we trade a 4, 5, 6 this year, and a 6th round or a 5th round next year with our 1st round pick to move up 5 spots with the Chargers, which isn't like crazy. We are going to be trading that pick to get to this spot where we're at right now to try and grab Pleasant, I imagine. Did I have anyone else? I don't think so. We had some corner options, but like I said, not absolutely a necessity. So with that being said, it is going to be DeJuan Pleasant, 6'5", 21 even. A block shed, a bunch of different A ratings. Not the most athletic guy, but athletic enough. Maybe like, I don't even know, maybe 79, 80. Either way, DeJuan Pleasant's our choice. And he's hidden, and he's also 81 speed. I thought there was a good chance he was going to be normal, but because he was so young, but because those potentials look good enough, I was willing to make that play. But no, he's actually hidden dev. I'm really debating on now, like, do we maybe even argue trading Montez Sweat off? Get some value for him. Could probably even trade him for, like, a 2nd round right now. You know, one of these 2nd round pick areas. Because I'm not going to be able to afford him going forward. Oh, who is this? Safety. I mean, we don't really need safety, but once again, kind of a best available value type of situation. Got a couple of decent wide receivers there. We got some options. But I'm going to say, I think this safety looks kind of good now. Craig Judge, he is 22, though. Not that fast, but I'm just seeing a bunch of A's. I'm going to take Craig Judge. And he's in dev. 88 speed. We got ourselves a future safety. I mean, I suppose, Brisker's not going to play forever. And at 22, maybe I should have slow sim to get a lineman, but I'm just going to take whatever's available. I seen we had a day 3 someone. Wasn't an offensive lineman, though, is the question. It was unfortunately not. And I don't even know how good this guy's going to be, but he has a couple of decent key ratings. Not the fastest, but 21 years old, 6'4". He's a 2 to 3 projection. I'm taking Grant Leonard. And he's hidden dev. We have seen a few of those like taller guys that just for some reason don't hit the spot for some of these teams scouting them. I guess we've also got ourselves a DJ Moore future replacement, potentially. I mean, we landed some really good players, it seems. Didn't get some of the positions we maybe needed, but at the end of the day, I don't really think there's a position on this team that we need rather than like what we want to go for. Here we go, draft recap. What did we land? 74, 74, 72, and then I got some 92 strength, like defensive tackle type. Pleasant, I would imagine, is going to be a future edge. He's actually really good. I'm going to say right now, if I get a good trade offer, I might trade off Sweat, assuming it's not like crazy expensive. But yeah, I mean, Pleasant looks really good. What's that, dev? Only star. I was kind of expecting higher, but I want to start him. That's a big problem for me if I can't start him. Wow, Judge is actually insanely raw, but he has really good hit power. Giving me Brisker vibes, ironically enough. Future strong safety, maybe. Only star dev, unfortunately. Kind of just went for like a best available pick type of situation. And then Grant Leonard, another best available pick type. Very raw for route running, but really good catching. Obviously on the slower side, but I mean, he could be a future wide receiver too, potentially. To Odunze with star dev. I mean, nothing really spectacular with his draft, except for, I mean, in my opinion, the edge rusher. I think he's pretty damn spectacular, actually, with 83 power move and 78 block shed, which is like really absurd. But we'll see what we can do with Sweat. We need to pay him. I don't think I'm going to after getting Pleasant. Save some money, get some draft capital. It could be great. So we do have to take a 21 mil dead hit, but I think if you're getting the value of a 2nd and a 4th round pick from the Panthers, who actually have played pretty well so far in this rebuild, I can't lie. They're somewhere in the 50 range for for the 2nd round. I think you got to take that dead hit, start the rookie. As much as I love Sweat, he did have a down year for us, and more importantly, we have a backup in DeJuan Pleasant, who looks really good. I mean, 83 power move. He's going to be a starter one way or another, so it's whether I wait a year, get nothing for Sweat, or I trade him now and get that pretty damn good haul. Let's be real. So, taking a little bit of a dead hit. I hope it doesn't hurt us in the long run, but at the same time, the option was take the dead hit or pay him this year anyways, for the whole year. So, either way, we're kind of losing in that sense, but the guy is on a rookie deal, Pleasant that is, so it shouldn't really be, it's not like we're taking the dead hit, signing a $30 million pass rusher. So, in theory, I think we'll be fine. Season 5, there's definitely some names that could be changing soon. Like DJ Moore, because he's getting older. DeAndre Swift, because he's getting older. Cole Kmet, because he's getting older. Tevin Jenkins, because he's getting older. Wyatt Teller, because he's getting older. And then on the defensive side of the ball, I think we're all right here. Really, the next player would probably be Brisker, maybe Edmonds. But for now, I think we're looking all right. All right, this is about to be scary times. 139 million, but you have to pay guys like Caleb Williams, Odunze, Jalen Johnson, Styles, Washington, Cole Kmet, Tevin Jenkins, Wyatt Teller. Some pretty big names here, but obviously we're going to be focusing on the main ones, the main two really, which would be Caleb Williams and Odunze. Everyone else I think is replaceable technically, but you know what, this 50, you know, I've been like really like programmed by these crazy contracts in real life, but you know, there is kind of something to be said about the whole, I think the owners trying to get there to be a quarterback salary cap, because it is kind of like, you know, these contracts are getting a little crazy, and it's really hard to build rosters when you're paying like 30% of your salary cap to the quarterback position, which, you know, it's like, oh, well, technically they earn it because, you know, someone would be willing to pay it. But, you know, if it was kind of like an NBA max deal almost where, you know, you're basically signing the max anyways, and it's not about which team you're joining, it would curb those contracts a little bit because they are getting a little crazy. Let's be fully for real. But 38 million left, and we want to keep Styles. Everyone else is kind of like questionable. You know, you don't have to keep them. 7-year 56. Styles is great. That's a great contract. We're managing the cap. I mean, obviously, we're about to lose Teller. We're about to lose Jenkins. We're about to lose Washington. We're about to lose Cole Kmet. But we're managing the cap a lot better than we did, you know, at this point, maybe a little bit later of that Giants rebuild we did. So I'm okay with that. I really love Teller, though. I don't want to keep him. I want to keep someone a little bit just because otherwise, we're replacing 3 offensive linemen in one offseason and then some, really, because we don't really have backup set because we have Slaughter that's here that needs a contract. You know what? Actually, we'll just pay Slaughter. We'll just pay Slaughter a 2-year deal, gives us a little bit of flexibility, and he's not really asking for a lot. I think that's a good idea. Connor Colby, maybe. Yeah, I don't think so. I think we're just going to pay Caleb and the rest go. We are 100% in the playoffs. Will we get the bye week, though? That's another story, and we will not at 12-5. A little bit of a slide near the end of the year. Wow, what a year for Caleb. I've seen those numbers. But finished out strong enough. You know, we did a little iffy in the beginning and then really did well and then lost a couple of games in the middle, late part of the season. Finished out with 3 straight wins. Solidify ourselves as the division champion. And, well, the rest is history. We're in the playoffs. And Caleb Williams is looking really good. Let's take a look at these numbers. 51 touchdowns. Okay, that's not MVP. I don't know what is. Definitely should be MVP now. Swift was pretty good. Maybe enough for X Factor. Odunze was amazing. Moore was pretty damn good. Clark, of all players. Don't know how the hell he made his way into the lineup as like a really good starter. Cole Kmet was decent enough. Blocking. Wyatt Teller's worst season for us, which is crazy. 1 sack in 3 years is just otherworldly. Darnell Wright was amazing. Washington, I guess I don't feel so bad about replacing him. Pass rush. Pleasant, the rookie, with 9.5. Reddick with 8. Booker with 8. I can live with those sack numbers. I think that's fine. Kicker, new kicker, Connor Hamilton. Perfect kicking, only 5 for 5, to be fair. Gilligan, 50 yards per punt. And nothing else going on in the special teams department. Yearly awards, MVP obviously goes to Caleb Williams. No one is surprised. Offensive Player of the Year, Odunze at number 2. Williams at 3. I don't know how that makes any sense. Swift at number 6. Defensive Player of the Year, not to be found. Offensive Rookie of the Year, no. Defensive Rookie of the Year, it is Pleasant. That'll be a dev up automatically. Could even get to X Factor. Best QB for Caleb Williams. Swift at number 4 for running back. Odunze at number 1. Clark at number 7. Looking at O-line, number 2 for Wyatt Teller. 5 for Myers. D-line, number 8 for Booker. Little surprised that where's Pleasant? He had more sacks. I don't even know what to tell you. No for linebacker. DB at number 4. And then kicker at number 2. Pretty damn good season. A lot of guys either won awards or came close to it. But here it is, 93 overall to the Saints, 87. All right, out of the game against those Saints, we have 6 overalls on them, I believe. 7-0, 7-7, 14-7. We're losing by 7. Tied up. Huge drop before half. We will get 7. They almost do, but they fail. 28-14. Fourth quarter, only up by 3 with a bunch of chokes on offense. Up by 6 now. And just like the Saints have made the comeback. Offense moving down the field. They will get the touchdown finally. 2.5 minutes left. The Saints have time. They get the touchdown. And the offense has time as well, but I don't know if they're going to utilize it if we don't come in. So I will be doing said thing. I really like the way the lineup is. Like, some of our best players are, like, all over the place here. I mean, there's just no one open. They're going to call grounding there. We were, like, 2 steps away from being in, like, range of the throwaway. That sucks. 15-yard penalty. That is crazy. We go for a deep shot, I guess. Odunze 101, see if they want to give us the release. They kind of do. DJ Moore is open. DJ, what a try. Could have been picked. If not, you never know what happens. If we had a little bit more time, could have led that upfield. Instead, it's going to be, probably just like a throwaway. Hail. Can we actually hit this Hail Mary? I'm kind of curious. 66 yards away minimum, not counting where we're releasing the ball. Not even going to get that ball off, barely. I mean, we need more time. All right, end of the game. It looks like they get the ball first, and okay, that was quick. I forgot we're supposed to slow sim it, but that was just like, they punt the ball, we score the touchdown. Kenny Pickett was the starter for the Saints. Outplayed Caleb Williams without a doubt, but might have had some rushing touchdowns, which we kind of did. I mean, I still feel like, we had a fullback in there, so I still feel like they outplayed us. Wow. Look at those numbers for these receivers. I still don't know how the Saints even came close to beating us with the receivers they have. I don't get that, but sure, Brisker with 2 picks with no coverage ratings. We'll take it. Not saying that definitively says that overall is all that matters for safety, but low zone coverage gets you 2 picks. As Brisker kind of feels like maybe it does. Maybe it does say something about that. But either way, we're in the divisional round, and we're going to be taking on hopefully anyone but the Cowboys. Nice, the Dallas Cowboys. But we're at home. Ooh, another snowy one. I love these snow games. Once again, where are they when we're actually playing the franchise? But still, at least we're seeing something. We go, Dallas driving down, gets a touchdown first drive. Who would have thought? We rebuttal, though. We score back. We bounce back with a quick score of our own. It's 14-7, and right before half, they tie this one up 14-all. They're up by 3. It's not looking good. They're up by 6. A touchdown would just do so much, but it seems like we're turning the ball over or something. 4-4, we get the stop. Down 7. Getting all yelly helped us out. And we do get the touchdown, but the 50 seconds is a lot of time. I mean, look how much time. Look at how quick they got on the field in, like, no time at all. I'm going to need one of these pass rushers to just do a thing. Like, we need one of these guys to just get in there. And we get beat instantly, and we've already lost, just like that. And I felt like the only chance to win was us coming into the game, because the Cowboys just... They just eat 50-yard plays, like, every time, apparently. Like, every play is 50 yards plus. Try to get out of there with Griffin, and they're going to lose another yard, I guess. Call a timeout, why not? Brysock, I mean, I don't know if he's going to get this. It's a long field goal in the snow. And he nails it like no one's business. And the Cowboys, as usual, are the most unbelievable, unbeatable team in Sim. It's really unfortunate, but that's just the way it is. All right, got 12 seconds and need something down the field, at least like 30 yards. And DJ Moore is open. DJ Moore! He's got speed! And he's going to score! 75-yard wheel route. Blown coverage in the blizzard. I almost said the wizard. In the winter blizzard. Blown play. The safety wasn't deep enough. And DJ Moore has done the impossible. Barely getting the ball off. That wheel route looked pretty good the other time, and unbelievable. We are winning that game. That is crazy. That is actually crazy. 4 touchdowns to 0 picks. Dak Prescott, 3 touchdowns, 0 picks. Damian Pierce is the running back there. Going for our blocking is so good that it doesn't matter who the running back is type of business. To the championship round, don't have the Cowboys, so, I mean, you would only assume it's going to be easier from there. Maybe not. The Eagles have made, like, literally every Super Bowl at this rate, it seems. Either way, 2 overalls higher than them. We got the MVP of the league. Let's win a Super Bowl. 3-0. 10-0. 13-0. 20-0. Nice. Love it. 20-7. Nice little bounce back. No touchdown, though. Down by 6 now. Wow. Somehow making the comeback. 21 unanswered. 28 unanswered. The defense is on another one. 35 unanswered, and it'll head us to the Super Bowl. Wow. That is one of the wildest sims I've ever seen. To go 35 unanswered is crazy. That is actually crazy. Wow. On a comeback, obviously. Not just like, oh, it's 35-3 or something. You know, it's like we're down 20-0 and then scored 35 unanswered. That's crazy. I can't imagine a world where that has ever happened to us in Sim. I don't see like how that's possible. And we're going to get to another bird. The birds can fly away, but if we get a grab on them because we're a big old bear, we can win it every time. I don't know what kind of metaphor that is, but it's one I said, and it's one of truth. Dev-ups for nobody on offense, Swift or Komet, unfortunately. Looking at the defensive side of the ball, there you go. Booker goes up in dev, Pleasant goes up in dev, Patterson goes up in dev, and I think that was it, but that's still really awesome dev-ups. We'll get those in and take on this Ravens team, see if we can win a Super Bowl. Like I said, 1 minimum is the aim, but the goal is like 2 or 3. So this would be a good start. To be clear, I think I just got the worst set of upgrades of all time. 3 upgrade points, and I believe it was 1 power move. That is unbelievable. That is like so ass. It's unbelievable. How do you excuse that much ass coding? 1 power move on 3 power rusher upgrades. What are we genuinely doing? Like, what are we doing? Genuinely. Because it kind of made up for it a little bit with Julius Smith getting a speed upgrade, but not really. Not really at all, to be honest. 3 upgrades for a guy that's already, like, in the 90s for power move. It could have been elite. Should have just went with run stopper because, you know, they're going to go for power rusher anyways because it's his highest archetype. Patterson with 3 to zone coverage. We don't hate it. He's actually really good. 93 to the 90 overall Ravens. Let's get it. Come on. Let's do this thing, Bears. 7 to 7. 14 to 7. I like it. I like it a little bit. 14 all. I don't really like it anymore. 21 to 14. Nice drive for the touchdown. 21 all. They get field goal. That's okay. We can bounce back from that. Maybe not, especially when it's 4th and goal at the 1. What are they going to do? Ooh, this is crazy. Play of the game, without a doubt. Play of the game. Got to go run commit. Ravens are a hard run team to stop. And we're going to not even come close. That is the worst run commit I've ever seen in my life. We had no push. How are this many bodies not moving anyone? Like, how is, what? Anything inside should have been destroyed. It really should have been. And we're moving on the field really slowly. We do get the touchdown. 2 minutes left. You do need to get the stop. 3rd and 7. It's all on the line. It is. And obviously, I think with the way this game works, you almost have to mid-blitz. I feel like if you don't mid-blitz, GG is what it is. It is GG. And he's just napping. I don't know how that would be considered a press in most worlds where you're playing off at the snap, but we lose the game. Well, everyone that was crying about us, winning that crazy overtime, that last-second win over the Cowboys, you can remove your comments now. The crying can, you dry those tears. Don't worry about it. We didn't win a Super Bowl anyways. It just hurt our draft pick in the end. Let's take a look at the sacks. 1 sack for Reddick, 1 for Vernon. And interceptions, none. Kicking was perfect for them. And we are not going to win a Super Bowl. It wasn't me like, oh, we're not going to win one for this whole rebuild. I was just like, at that moment, we're not going to win a Super Bowl. I was just reiterating the facts, the situation itself. I still believe. Even though we're going to lose some players probably, we still got time. Derrick Henry retires. What are their names? You got Chris Jones there. What about our guys? None of them are like actual starters, all kind of backup mentor type players, which does kind of suck. Some of those guys were re-signing and bringing back every year, but no longer. Obviously, if you've retired, you go. Did pay Caleb Williams. I think it was like a 6-year, $325. It was something ridiculous, but we got our guy, and I'm just happy it's over. $40 million, $41 million to be exact. I can't pay that guy. We ended up paying the guard, obviously, and Jamal Clark already needs to be paid on top of it. Probably a cap casualty himself. Tevin Jenkins, I just don't like it. Wyatt Teller, I really do like Wyatt Teller quite a bit. If I can try to lowball him a little, if he takes a 1-year 15.5, what's the tag? Tag's literally what he wanted, so it's like, why wouldn't I have offered the lowball? I'll just tag him if I really wanted him anyways. I think I got to let him go. I've seen some of the names coming forward, and we're going to be losing some players if we don't save as much as we can. Which is ironic because we're losing players by saving money, but they are offensive linemen, which are a little bit easier to replace than some of the other positions. Creed Humphrey's back in a free agency, and his price is so low that it's like, why wouldn't I just go for him instead of one of these other guys? Although Wyatt Teller, can we not do like a 2-year one of these things? 2-year 29? I highly doubt it'll happen, but that would be a steal and a half, and it would help us so much. It would go such a long way. And obviously, we talked about Creed Humphrey. I still can't believe Kevin Byard's this good, though. This is actually insane. He's 35 years old, and he is still startable. Like, what are we doing? He's insane. But yeah, Creed Humphreys would be great and all that, but if I wanted him, I would have just grabbed him in the first place. So I really think Wyatt Teller at best, who we're not going to get because obviously the Panthers are interested, and we lose like the entire starting offensive line, unfortunately. But with contracts like Clark coming up, more if we wanted to, start him instead of Swift, Reddick, Myers, Julius Smith, Patterson. I mean, if we want to keep any of these guys, even half of them, we basically have to slash the costs of offensive line, unfortunately, which could affect our chance at the playoffs. We've seen it multiple times now, but did we even have anybody set up? Was Slaughter a free agent, or is he still here? Slaughter is still here, so the offensive line obviously takes a bit of a hit, but we just need a right guard and a left tackle technically, and we're A-okay. We can live with it. But yeah, I'm not a huge fan of what happened there. We lost Swift's overall quite a bit, so definitely need a new running back. If there's one there, I'll probably look, because after this year, he's probably going to be under 90, and we know what happens with running backs that are under 90. They are basically useless. The team still looks pretty good, though. It's just the trenches definitely regressed a bit for us. Here we are, pick 31. Obviously, offensive line is the biggest issue. I scouted a bunch of different dudes. We'll see who makes the most sense at which pick. Peck looks pretty good. Cunningham obviously looks really good. Robinson looks pretty good. We have a couple of DT types as well. I did not have the type or the guy that I really wanted. This could be a trade down. I'm liking a trade down option here. I think that's what we're going to do. Trade down to middle of the second, grab that center, maybe even grab another lineman with that late second. But I think that's the best way to go about this. 45 and 77 we trade for with pick 21 or 31 and a 7th in the future. With that, they end up taking a tight end, Matt Bates. I mean, this team has been a team that's kind of lacked at that position for a while, so I guess it makes sense if they found their guy. That's the route they would go. Do have a couple of options like the tight end, James Blanton, having used the tight end that we converted from wide receiver, but this is the first year he can be used. I just worry about starting a young guy like that, or not even a young guy, but a guy that hasn't developed super well yet because he hasn't had a chance, to have to only just pay him shortly after. And it seems like almost a waste, really, but regardless, I think we're going to go with Richard Cunningham, who can probably play different positions as well as just center. He's not the most athletic guy, but he's kind of strong, and he is 6'5", 310. So as long as he's hidden, I will find a spot. There you go, 90 strength with hidden dev. Might even be our new tackle. And even though it's early, I'm going to take Elijah Roseman now. I mean, it's either take him now or trade down again. I don't want to trade down again. 90 strength again. Hidden dev, 90 strength. 290 strength, guys. If strength plays a huge factor, I mean, we landed two really good players. I can really say Michael Knox, okay, fair enough. I don't know if linebackers is what we need. Got a couple of running backs here. Kind of like this Eddie Thorne guy, day 3. Got a couple of really nice day 3s in here, including a 6'4" corner. I think, though, that tight end is interesting. I think with this pick, even though I like some of the other players, I think I'm going to go Justin Thomas as a future proof for one of the DTs down the line. Justin Thomas is going to be the choice. And another hidden dev. That's a really good draft pick. O-line doesn't really surprise me. It's not that hard to grab hiddens these days. But that, yeah, I'm a little surprised with the DT. DTs are so hit or miss. You just never know what you're going to get. Is the running back? I mean, imagine the running back's still going to be there. Linebacker, maybe? We also have Robinson. We've seen linemen go really early. This guy looks really good. Didn't get to fully scout him, but he looks amazing. I think he's worth it. I'm going to take him. And another hidden dev. Okay, I mean, once again, not super shocked. Could have easily been normal, though. Could have been like one of those 75, 76 overall normal devs at 31. I think Thorne would be my choice. He's got a lot of extra draft picks this year, which is just great. Thorne, I think, is going to be my choice. Oh, the tight end still there. I've got no choice. The value is immense. Jason Robertson. And even he's hidden dev. Wow. I mean, I thought with him being there that long, maybe he would have been normal dev. But no, he is hidden dev as well. And Thorne's still there. I'm going to trade up to the Browns, I think. Maybe they even have a player need that we have an extra of. Well, they're broke, so forget that argument. We trade all of this to move up like damn near 30 spots, I think. Either way, we still keep 22. I'm not really sure why I focused so hard on trading the later 4th round when they were like right next to each other. I think Thorne's going to be the choice. I really want King too, though. DeMarcus King, 22. I mean, he looks kind of like the guy we just took, which maybe is another superstar, but I think Thorne's going to be my guy, Eddie Thorne. And another hidden! Once again, I thought it was going to be like a higher overall probably because he looked pretty good, but not hidden dev. Once again, they might all be freaking normal dev. I don't know. Or not normal star dev. But still, it's insane to get this many hidden after all the like sells we had. I don't remember what draft it was. King is still there as well. We also have this guy who's an A man in press as well, but I don't think he has the potential that King does. Superstar? Oh, no. You got to take that chance every time, though. You really do, especially if you need corner, which we kind of do. Unfortunately, the hidden streak ends at maybe the worst time possible, because I thought that was going to be like the one guaranteed hidden we had, and I was hoping it was going to be Superstar, but no, that's not the case here today, unfortunately. And as far as what we want to do with our final pick, might be time for a new fullback, no? I feel like we haven't had a fullback in a while, or haven't drafted one in a while. The contract's got to be up by now. Lead block? Bad pass block, though. Let's go Highsmith. The name Highsmith has been successful, why not? There you go, the freaking hidden fullback. I mean, that is not a common sight. We land a hidden fullback once every like 30 drafts or something like that. And it's kind of a rarity. Not that it matters in the slightest, but I mean, why not? Why not have a hidden fullback on top of it? Overalls, that running back was really good, actually. Damn, there's a lot of players here, though. Don't even know what position. Was it left tackle, right guard we needed, I think? Not a very good finesse guy. I'll be honest. I was going to have Cunningham be our tackle, but I'm going to see if we have anyone else that's maybe a little bit more fitting because of the finesse. Yeah, I think Roseman makes more sense. 317, 6'5", probably does fit better as a guard. We'll play him at left tackle. While we're here, we'll take the dev, star dev. No one's shocked. Since I got to change Cunningham to right guard anyways, we'll take a look at his dev as well, see if any of these linemen are superstar. It'd be really nice. Get some nice upgrades in overall quickly. Not going to be the case for him. DT, 73 overall. Not going to be a starter right away anyways, but what we're looking at, 81 finesse, 73 block shot, and the swim move. Impressive. Dev, hey, superstar, not bad. So Jervon Dexter looking like he might be on his way out. I'm going to be honest with you. Brian Robinson, nice name drop. Probably just stuck at center because he's kind of undersized. Dev anyways, also star dev. What about the tight end, Robertson? Now, if the running back is higher than star, I would be genuinely shocked. Like, almost every running back I ever draft is star dev or less. It's star dev or normal dev. Tight end could be superstar. Not going to be lucky this time. Going to be the backup for now. We'll see what happens with the guy that we have starting now, but, you know, we got options at least. And then the final player is Mr. Eddie Thorne. 77 overall with unbelievable trucking ability. Not the best change direction, not the best juke ability, but he is great. He looks really good. Future starter, I imagine. Dev? Yeah, star dev. It's almost always star dev. I'm not really shocked by it. That was a great draft, though. Here, this squad, we got a lot of high devs, right? The offensive line is definitely worse than it was, but we still have a very good skill position group. We definitely need to look into wide receiver because not only are we potentially going to lose Clark because we might not be able to afford him or want to, but DJ Moore is not getting any younger. And obviously, we're looking at Thorne as probably going to be the starter next season. But we'll see what happens with Swift. Maybe he doesn't regress that hard. Defensively, pass rush looks great. You know, the future of this D-line looks completely set. Corners, probably the same. Safeties, kind of the same. We'll see what happens with Brisker. Linebackers, if these guys need to be paid a lot, that's really the only way that they get sent. But if Thomas was the starter here and we move Dexter down, every single player on this D-line, not better than, but literally would be superstar, which is kind of crazy, but yeah, we'll take it. We love the defense looking like a piece of cheese. Oh my, 14 million. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy because we went crazy preemptively with letting players go, and even I was starting to think, maybe we may let too many go. We should be fine. No, we have only 14 mil left, and we have to pay Patterson, we have to pay Reddick, we have to pay Julius Smith, we have to pay Myers. There are names. So as much as I like Reddick, and you know what, I might still try to find a way. He is so good. I gotta find a way to pay him. It's too cheap not to. I don't know if we're gonna be able to keep Julius Smith, but even though we have superstar Thomas, I would much rather let Jervon Dexter go. Patterson's going to be gone. Julius Smith will be gone. Myers will be gone. Jamal Clark will be gone. Obviously, more we don't really care too much about. How do we only have 1.5 mil left if we lost all of those players already? Despite losing almost our whole O-line, we're actually still really well off as we're going to be even with 2 straight losses, the number 1 seed in the NFC. Take a quick look at our win-loss. Like I said, 2 losses right at the end. It was a really good year, except for those final 2 losses. But what a year it was. Gonna have ourselves an automatic trip to the divisional round. Not on the top 3 for quarterbacking, but Caleb Williams still had a really good year. Might even still be MVP, because 42-2 is ridiculous. 21 touchdowns for every pick is crazy. DeAndre Swift, definitely on a down year. Odunze, maybe the greatest receiving year I've ever seen. 29 touchdowns. This is the Bengals scheme, by the way, if you guys were wondering, you wanted to replicate it, whatever. Reddick was great, Pleasant was great, Booker was great. I mean, worthy of re-signing Reddick, it seems. We'll need a new corner. Hamilton, great. You know, we'll need a new corner, but if I had to choose between the two, I think I made the right call. I personally think I did. Williams, number 2 for MVP, so not quite winning it. Rome Odunze with Offensive Player of the Year. Best quarterback, best wide receiver. Oh, best O-line, Brian Robinson. Debatably not fair, because technically I think that's our backup center, isn't it, that we just drafted? I don't really care. I'm going to take the dev up when I can get it. Do you want to take a look at the records? Because is that not an NFL record? Like, that is... No, not game. Season. Receiving touchdowns, 29. Oh, it's by a lot. Odunze has the top 4. 2 of them in the top 4 for touchdowns in a season. I don't know why he's able to do what he's doing right now, but I am all about it. That is, like, unbeatable. 29 touchdowns in a season as a receiver is probably unbeatable. Either way, let's move on to the divisional round. Odunze might be, like, the best, like, non-real-life created character I've ever seen. Like, CPU-generated or, like, user-created. Unbelievable. I mean, he's just crazy good. Looking at the matchup, it's the Packers. 93 to their 86. I mean, this should not be a problem. Another snowy one, which I can't really even say has been a benefit to us. Seems like we're just struggling in the snow anytime we have a game, so hopefully that's not the case here. But playoffs, we are 7-0. I mean, the Packers did have to win a game to get here. Don't forget that. I almost never let you do. I never let you forget it, but sometimes you're forgetting out there. You know, if you get to the divisional round because of the bye week, the first team you're playing has already played and won in the wild card round, and of course, it's not going to be enough here, even though it's very close, 31-28. We're headed back to the, well, not back, but we're back to the championship in a way. It's been a little while, but we're finally back. Odunze, he's insane. Unbelievable. And this is, the scheme we've been running for a long time now, because I feel like it's actually pretty fair. In this rebuild, we've run it for a long time, so it's not like Odunze was just doing what he's doing now out the gate, and it just hasn't stopped. He has just been that good. Simply put, he's just been unbelievable. I hope there's a way we can keep Julius Smith, because he's actually pretty young still, and, 84, 85 overall at Superstar at his height is great. Zone coverage upgrade, why not? But yeah, we'll see what we can do. If we can win a Super Bowl, see if we can keep Julius Smith and put ourselves in a really good spot to maybe win back-to-back. First got to win the first one, and we are against the Seahawks. 93 to their 88. It's not the Cowboys, surprisingly. I am pretty sure that it was the Chiefs that are awaiting the winner of this one, but we'll see what happens. As the Seahawks have a huge rushing touchdown. We are only up by 2 because of field goals. Up by 9 now because of a touchdown. Huge drive before half to give them the touchdown. We're only up by 2, but for how long? It's back and forth. I don't like this as they finally get the touchdown. We get the touchdown back, but with 6 minutes left, they have plenty of time to get another score. And on 3rd and 15, 4th and 11, they'll kick the field goal, 24 all. Sustain a drive, and they're not going to. They're actually going to give them a chance. Going to go to overtime. Seahawks are driving down. We get the stop. Any score would win it. And now that is relevant for them. Wait, what happened? Did we freaking fumble on the kick? Wait, what? We got blocked? Is that what they're saying? Maybe we won't win it. Forget back-to-back. Maybe we just won't win a Super Bowl at all. Brandon Griffin, it makes a full circle. He's so bad. How do we lose? Oh, Kenneth Walker carried. Terrible defense. That is disappointing. That is so disappointing. I mean, like, their best pass rusher is in Wosu, who's like probably like an 81 overall at best by now. That is pain. I mean, they were inferior to us in almost every way possible outside of apparently running back. Was Swift not a guy that we had we paid like a 3-year deal? Maybe we bumped it to a 4-year. I can't remember, but I mean, I'm kind of like sick of Swift at this point, especially since he's about to regress hard, but we'll see what happens. If he regresses hard enough to where it's like actually a conversation between the running back we just drafted and him, I probably will just start the younger running back, but man, that's disappointing. That's disappointing. Swift played really poorly, and Kenneth was amazing. That seemingly was enough to win it for them. They win the Super Bowl over the Chiefs. They were destined, I guess, at 9-7-1. Dev-ups on the offense do not exist. What was Roman's season even like, by the way? And Swift does regress hard, so it is now an 86 overall versus an 80, which is not as close as I was hoping. Pleasant goes the X Factor, which is great. But yeah, I mean, the team still looks pretty good. Corner's going to be a problem, though. We're going to need to draft a new corner. Time to re-sign some players. We just had, more mentor-type players that retired on us. Let's see what we got. 13.6. We might be able to pull this off. I don't know if I want to now, though. Julius is still asking for a pretty low contract. I'm not really sure why. I mean, if he's willing to take this contract, I mean, I have no choice with the price. 4-year 26 leaves us a 7.6. 5th-year option for Roman. So we'll be looking for a tight end. We'll obviously be looking for a lot of linemen, a wide receiver, O-line, that kind of stuff. So yeah, the team's regressing a little bit, and we got to really try to have a good draft here to counteract that and then worry about even more players being lost in the future. But yeah, as usual, by year 4 or 5 in these rebuilds, you really can't afford anyone in free agency if you've drafted well. So yeah, I'm glad we have 24 mil, but at the same time, we've seen this in play. Typically, that money is going to be gone anyways, so realistically, I mean, we were never paying Patterson. That's just ridiculous. $20 million per, pretty much. But Jamal Clark, you can argue there's merit to want to keep him, right? The price isn't crazy. 3 or 30, if he wants to stick around, I will allow that. And so far, he will join back. 3 or 30, I would imagine, have our DJ Moore replacement after this season. We are entering the draft. There's a really sick-looking tight end, but honestly, I don't know if we need tight end, because the guy we have now, I can't imagine he would ask for that much anyways, but Sergio Hughes is going to be that tight end. Only 6'2", but a bunch of A's, and he's really athletic, so I don't know. It's not the biggest need we have. There's a lot of other things we could definitely improve on. But if he's there at 30, I think I have no choice but to grab him. I don't think he will be. He's 1 or 2 after all, but tight ends sometimes do kind of slip a little bit, and he is still there. Oof. I was kind of hoping he wasn't going to be, because now I have like almost an impossible choice here where I almost have to go for him. We also have this really fast Tim Florence guy who looks really good. Might be the the future of the future, where he would we could trade DJ Moore off. He saves us like 12 mil out of 20. Don't know if I want to do that though, because I kind of want to keep that window open for one more year if possible. But Tim Florence looks so freaking good. I think no matter what, I got to take Sergio Hughes, though. Sergio Hughes, hidden dev, 88 speed, and he did look ridiculous. And as much as I wanted Florence, I mean, I just don't have the draft capital for that. What's all those A's? Oh, Vogel actually was our lineman we were looking at. Linebacker is huge of a need. Lineman is obviously a huge need. Linebacker problem, though, is not very good. I scouted some of the guys further. Bishop. Oh, Bishop's actually really good. He had a lot of A to C's, and they all turned out to be pretty much A's. Because it's such a big need, I'm actually going to reach, I think. I'm going to reach for Bishop. Shelton Bishop. Who is hidden. I mean, okay. Yeah, I mean, this is a really bad linebacker group. And with us needing a starter, right away, I mean, I felt like I kind of was forced to make sure that we grabbed one. And then as far as offensive line goes, we still actually have some options here, which is great. Cornerback. Oh, who's Weber with a B man coverage? That's a lot of B's across the board with speed. I'm taking Kasheem Weber. Normal dev, unfortunately, but corner was kind of on the list. Kyler Gordon's going to be gone after this season and all that good stuff. If there was somehow one of those linemen still at 30 in the 4th, that would be amazing. And there is McDougal. I was thinking about taking him with that last pick. If this guy's hitting, that would be awesome. And he is. That is a good draft pick. That is awesome. That works out really nicely because like I said, I was debating, grabbing that guy with that last pick. So in theory, even if Weber sucks, which he is normal, so it kind of automatically does, we ended up with a really good draft, back to back, because I ended up with both players. Chance Ford, 24, looks not fast at all. I was hoping he was going to be fast. Got the name Ford and he's small. What do you want? And we finished the draft with a 93 throw power quarterback, 75, 72, 75, 71. I'm going to see what that tight end can get us, because Sergio Hughes obviously has a way higher ceiling, and he's a rookie. Injury, stamina, toughness, not my favorite, but all those like catching traits, I'm kind of thinking, if we can get something for Roman instead of, because we have to pay him anyways coming up. Oof, only star kind of sucks, but maybe we start Hughes and, he has an unbelievable season and he becomes like a superstar plus or something like that. And then I guess we'll take a look at the linebacker Bishop, 72 overall. Oof, he is raw with like literally no press or coverage in general. Is he even, actually I didn't even check his finesse / power move. Is he even a pass rusher? Or power, I don't know what I'm saying here. On off ball, because I don't know if I see it, dude. Like those are some really bad base ratings. I can't lie. And I don't know if I even would say that we had the luxury of taking a tight end in the first round, but I think you should always take the player that is technically best available. And in my opinion, that's who it was. I really like Roman though. I wish I could get like a glimpse of what the contract might be, because otherwise I could just trade him now because he's got some value, but if he's under $7 million per, and we could just trade someone else, I suppose, and we'll be fine. That other guy, Robertson's pretty good, but Hughes just looked like another level good. I know he's on the shorter side, but he just looked better. So for re-signings, we have 31 mil. We definitely would like to keep Broughton. Brisker's definitely gone. Roman's about 10 mil per year. DJ Moore's 100% gone. Swift is 100% gone. Slaughter we can replace, but could pay if we had to. We actually could afford everyone, even the tight end, if we wanted to. But I still think I would prefer to just trade off Roman. He didn't even have that good of a year. Just a guy that never really played up to the potential, even though he never really had much of a chance outside of this last season. If we can get some value for him, which we should be able to, I think it's smart. Trading Roman to the Bengals, who I think actually went for a different tight end, but he's still high on their list. So we're going to start Hughes, I think. I'm going to say I think, because the other tight end we actually got was pretty damn good as well. I know he's already got a year under the belt and can't win Rookie of the Year, but he looks really solid as well. I do think that Hughes has a way higher ceiling, though, and even a lot of his ratings already. Even though he is 4 inches tall, shorter, I get that. I think he does have the higher ceiling, technically. Which I suppose, because he's 6'2", he's 4 inches shorter than Robertson to the ceiling. Yeah, I mean, I guess it is now season 9. We got a definite new look for some positions, specifically running back and tight end. Thorne with a lot of potential, 22 years old only now, with really good trucking and stiff arm and some speed, is going to be the running back 1 of the future, whereas Swift, he's already regressed to an 86. He had a pretty down year already. Could even save money getting rid of him, like a 4 mil savings out of 8, but I just don't think it's worth it. We're just going to keep as much depth as we can. New left outside linebacker, hoping for a, glow up like Broughton, if you will. And then we will need to replace Brisker, but we kind of have Judge already doing that for the future. The problem is, I don't really like the progression here. Like, where is his zone coverage? Run support. Oh, yeah, the worst upgrade in the game. Like, you genuinely just get nothing. I got to pay attention to that run support because it just needs to be changed every time. Like, it's just stupid. Just lower the freaking block shed if you have to. Get that zone coverage up because it's just dumb. But I suppose literally learning from his mentor on how to not get the most out of your upgrade points. Not having the best season, but we'll see if we can resign players. Broughton, we knew we could. DJ Moore, we could, but I don't think it's worth it. Swift, no. Slaughter, maybe, actually, because we're kind of desperate, and the rest, I think, are going to be gone. But we'll probably have more names like Pleasant that we need to pay. So, yeah, I mean, I think we're going to go for Broughton, and then everyone else is gone. Brisker, we loved having a great safety, but the time has come. And with Broughton, we're going to go with a 5-year 45. I guess it's going to take a 5-year 50. We have 27 mil left to keep Pleasant. Depending on what his overall is, yeah, I think the 5th-year option in this case might actually be better, honestly, because he'll be maybe like a 93, maybe even 95 potentially by the time we actually have a chance to pay him. So, I think we might actually do this 5th-year option. We'll see. If we win, we have the division. Don't know if we'll have a bye week, but we'll have the division. And we do win. We got the division. No bye week, unfortunately. I think at this point it's kind of pointless to show win-loss because we've had better seasons than that. Ooh, really have had better seasons than that because Caleb is not looking his best. Thorne, though, I mean, that is one of the better, non-even close to 90 overall seasons I've seen. He also got a +2 to speed somewhere along the line. There's one. I don't know if the other one was, anytime recently, but look at him go. There the other one is. Wow. Okay, so power back upgrades do give you speed. I didn't say nowhere near as good as some of the other seasons. Yeah, this is a down year, without a doubt. Down year, but 12-5 is still great. Defensively, Booker, 12.5 sacks, 8 for Pleasant, 6 for Reddick. A couple interceptions, nothing crazy going on there. For kicking's okay, punting's great. Kick return, punt return game, no touchdowns. Just never see them, ever. MVP, definitely not on the list. Joe Burrow back as the MVP in the league. We got 2 Rookie of the Years, Hughes and Bishop. We don't hate to see that. 2 dev-ups guaranteed. Part of the reason why we ended up with that move, of course, we talked about wanting to put Julius Smith as our starting corner. Didn't. This time we made the right call. And if we don't win the Super Bowl here, I think we probably will move to the Chiefs playbook because at some point it's got to be like, something's got to give. Sure, the sim could just work that way. We could do 10 sims in a row here, and I'd say we'd win 7 out of 10. But if we get that unlucky 3 out of 10 in this realm, this moment, then it doesn't really matter, right? Because we're going to lose the game. So, like I said, I think if we did 7 out of 10 sims, we would probably win. Wow, that field is bright, by the way. Not as bright as the lights for our team, though, as we are struggling. And if they get a touchdown here, it's basically over. And, I think it's over. This team is underperforming like a moaf. Although, they're not going to go away. What was the situation? Wait, do we have the ball right now? There's no way the team... Did they recover the onside kick? Is that what that was? Damn, this field, though. Holy crap, I can't see. Inside, I gotta say, Hughes can suck one, honestly. His size is giving me, like, Vernon Davis vibes. And, yeah, number 34 for the kicker. I'm sure that would be allowed here. That seems like it would be allowed, right? Surely. Yeah, we'll lift it just for the kicker. Why not? That's kind of... What did I just do? I'm going to end up getting a penalty as well. DJ Moore. And he misses the throw. You've got to be kidding me. That is painful. Those wheel rods are deadly. But once again, not as deadly as this damn field brightness. This is insane. Somebody get open, would you? Tight end. Perfect throw. Hughes, it's so weird because he just, he looks tiny, right? We got the numbers of, some not alloweds, if you will. It'd be cool if the game actually included the retired numbers because it's such a hassle if you don't know off the top of your head every single... Is Caleb for real? How are you tucking that? Are you, the worst player of all time? How are you tucking that? Hello, Tom Brady? Is that you? How are you tucking that? Throw the damn thing, dude. I don't even know what to tell you. Wow, that wind up. That wind up and the throw is just so bad. Odunze's got to do better than that, but that throw was ass. I got to say, it is kind of crazy that this team is even in position to potentially go to overtime. But I still want it all. That's a tough one. Oh, what's the penalty? Climbing the ladder to try and get that one. Is that going to be PI on us? They're going to call PI on the defense. We're at the 1. Clark looks pretty good. Let's see what they want to run. Let's see how they play this. Clark. Huge play. I can't believe the 6'2 Hughes playing like a big tight end, though. And you could argue me playing that long into that is just me being pretty upset with the fact that we can't win a Super Bowl. Let's see if we can do it. Caleb Williams throws 3 interceptions. Thorne was terrible. Clark was pretty good. Clark might be the future of this team. Jalen Johnson with 2 interceptions. They missed a field goal, which was unbelievable. I can't believe that we recovered a fumble. It must have been an onside kick. A little bit of revenge against the Eagles. Let's take a look at the divisional round. Who's it going to be against? The Packers again. We still have them by 4 overalls. Here we go. End of the game. See if we can win a Super Bowl this season. 7-0. 10-0. Decent little start against the Packers. They get 7, though. 10-7, 14, 17-7, 24-10. That's not bad. Nice touchdown for the Packers in the second half. We are not stopping, though. With that stop, speaking of stops, should be enough to win, and it will be. 31-24. We've had the Packers number, especially in the postseason. Caleb Williams looking good. Rushing. Thorne really not doing that well. He's really good in the regular season, but really not showing as much here in the postseason. Can we get DJ Moore a Super Bowl win? That's what I want to see. D-line pretty good. 2 interceptions. Hamilton missed a field goal, but thankfully it didn't matter. Also, after this season, kind of want to take a look at the team and see what, some of the peak overalls are. Commanders, we are many overalls higher than them. 6. To the end of the game. Winner is in the Super Bowl. 7-0. Commanders driving down, but only getting 3. We drove down and got nothing, in fairness. They drove down and got nothing themselves. This is a pretty big defensive battle so far. 14-3, really good start. They get the touchdown, but not the 2-point. We're now up by 12. Up by more than 12, and we're up by a Super Bowl berth. As we're headed on into the Super Bowl, Caleb Williams throwing a lot of picks in this run, though. Thorne, 4 yards per carry, I guess. Yeah, I don't know if it's the offensive line happening. Booker has been great, by the way. But, yeah, we've had a really bad offense, especially in the postseason this year compared to, recent years. Could be time to switch playbooks. But, hey, if we win a Super Bowl, did it the right way, if you will. Non-Chiefs. But let's see if it'll happen to the Super Bowl, which is against the Bills. They're only 9-8. 88 overall, just like most of the teams, but at least most of the teams in the playoffs. But still, no dev up for Thorne. Hughes goes to superstar, which is great. And then defensively, Bishop goes up at dev, and Brisker goes up in dev. Great timing there, Brisker. You just, impeccable stuff. But yeah, we can't afford him. Even if we wanted to, I don't think it's smart to do it. I just think safety is a position that might just be a cap casualty in this situation. And considering some of the names coming up, I think it's a unfortunate reality. That's just the way it is. Elusive back. He's already going to go power back on his own anyways. Might as well try to get that juke move up whenever I can. Doesn't even do it. Nice. Thank you. Appreciate it. But 90 truck, 90 stiff arm, not bad. But here we are. We have him beat by 5 overalls now. So, let the better team win. To the end of the game. We get a stop and a touchdown. That's nice. They get a touchdown back, though. It's 7-0. Nice touchdown right after that. We get a stop. No score. They get a stop. 14-10 into the second half. Up by 11. Looked like we had a chance there. The Bills are not going to go away. They get the touchdown and the 2-point. Then they get a touchdown without us scoring. Now they're in the driver's seat. You can't kick a field goal or punt here. They're going to go for it. I will let them do it. Let them win it. And they lose 3 yards on a run. 4th and 3, we're running the ball. What a call, dude. You are coach of the year. Coach of the millennia. As this might just... why are we running the damn ball? And there goes the clock. Oh, this game's great. This is... we're running the ball with under 2 minutes left. Down 11. That's a late throw to the tight end. It wouldn't matter anyways. Ran out of time. This game, though... what are we doing? Genuinely. At least we made the Super Bowl, but yeah, no win. Let's run the ball multiple times on a 2-minute drill where we need 2 possessions. Yeah, that's a smart idea you got there. Thorne was really bad this whole postseason, which is really unfortunate. Defense didn't come alive, and offense just did nothing. See who we're losing. We pretty much just assumed it was Brisker. So we are only going to get worse. 3 million left, and that doesn't even count, us losing Brisker and whatnot. No actual, starters or anything like that retiring. Not really surprised by that, but still, just always curious to see. 3.25 mil, is that going to raise it all or no? If it doesn't, that's going to suck. And it doesn't. Nice. We love to see that. Pleasant 5th-year option. We're going to go in the negative, but we are not going to be able to afford a long-term contract right away with him. Losing more starters yet again, but overall... keeping it alive. Slowly, but slightly surely. Pick 31, we have a lot of linemen. I'm not really even sure what I want to get, because safety is kind of a need, because I don't know if the guy we had waiting this whole time is even the answer. Got a lot of good-looking linemen here. Any other, 2 to 3s? Been looking at linebacker. Oh, Sermons. I scouted him further, and he does look goated. Sermons is still there as well. I think I'm going to grab Sermons. The value looks great. Why not? Because he's normal dev, that's why. God. Can we just have one good draft pick go our way, please? No. Of course, we have 2 second-round picks. One from Carolina, ironically enough. Safety's Reggie Church looks pretty good. Safety? You've spoke my language. Reggie Church, welcome. Can't wait for another... Yep, nice. Sweet. Normal dev. We love it around here. Pick 31 this round. Pick 31 next round. Definitely could use an offensive lineman. Linebacker would be a future-proofing thing, but still worth it. Fowler looks great. Campanero looks great. Linebackers Virgil might be a guy that I'd be willing to grab. I think Campanero... him and Fowler both look good, but Campanero, it looks a little bit better. 22... versus what? Because I might not be able to get both. Okay, well, we've solved that one. Hidden Dev, not really shocked. It's a lineman. And I could have, like, slow simmed it, but figured someone would be there. I think I'm going to go for Jeffries, just because he's a 3-4. He's fast. And normal dev, lovely. And then I'm going to trade up for the lineman and call it a draft. Jeromepkr, we traded our fourth, fifth, and sixth this year with I don't know. We made a trade. That's all you need to know. It was a trade of all trades. Let's take a look at the draft recap. What are these overall? 76, 77. They're normal dev, but they are good. There's no doubt about that. Doesn't really matter, though, because they, once again, are normal dev. Reggie Church. We'll compare him to the guy that we're starting just because the ages are kind of differently lined up. And then Sermons with a dev up or two could actually be a really good corner. He'll be the number 3. Here we go for Season 8. The running back position, 85 overall. Would love to see that get to a 90. Same with Clark. Be nice to get him a dev up. 26 years old at 88. He definitely has a little bit to develop a little bit if he gets it going now. Odunze is unbelievable. Look at how good he is. He's ridiculous. Take a quick look at Caleb Williams as well before he ends up regressing at some point. But yeah, very cool. I mean, those two players, really, really good. Worth it. Looking at the defensive side of the ball, Pleasant and Booker even. Both X Factors. Both really good looking players and just a dynamic duo. Haven't seen the numbers I was expecting from them, but they've put up a couple of double digits here and there. Tremaine Edmonds got to Superstar Dev, which has definitely helped him a lot, but I will say is probably going to be his final season or one of his final seasons, at least with us. Still really good, but that regression is continuing to hit him. And then we're going to start Church because he is several years younger and already has better zone coverage than Judge anyways. Reggie Church gets the dev up. We thought this had a chance to happen, and it did. We have 51 mil. We have to pay Jalen Johnson. We have to pay Leonard. We have to pay Wright. Jervon, Dexter, Judge, and Edmonds. Not really that many like actual starters, though, or guys we even want to see as starters in the future. So Jervon's definitely gone. Jalen, I think you have to pay another year of. And we're down to 30 mil, so Darnell Wright is absolutely gone, even though I'd love to keep him. 20 mil per for a great lineman, in fairness, but I just can't. I just can't afford it. It's just too much. We have 30 mil left. We have to replace every lineman pretty much every year to have a chance to keep the more important positions intact. It's the playoffs, 11-6. We're top of the division again. And no sign of Caleb Williams, but still a really good season. 35-3, touchdown to pick ratio, almost 444 yards. Rushing, Thorne was still technically better than last year. Odunze was great. Clark was great. Leonard was decent, and Hughes a little lackluster, can't lie. O-line, the right guard was amazing. The blocking in general, actually pretty good. Pleasant was amazing. Booker, who I may have called Brooks multiple times by now, 11.5 sacks, 6.5 for Reddick. Wow, 2 whole interceptions, huh? Okay, surely. Any award wins? I'm trying to think. Maybe Caleb, to be fair. Number 5 for MVP. Bryce Young is a Panther still. Finally kind of top of the list. Any award wins for us? Sermons, the rookie. And that was surprisingly it. I thought maybe Pleasance would have won something. But regardless of the point, we are 93 overall. The Buccaneers are an 88. It's not really stopped teams before from beating us, but maybe one of these times. Reed Blankenship's an X Factor. That's something. Going to the end of the game, we have a 7-point lead, 7-7, 14-7. Still 14-7, nearing the fourth quarter. Buccaneers feel like they're going to score any minute now. We get 3 to give it a 7+3 lead, 24-7. A lot of 7s. Nice. Keep saying 7. It's just a lot of 7s going on. What can I say? Defense held its own. Definitely limited them hard. And Williams was all right. Didn't throw any picks, at least. Thorne was, the best he's been in the playoffs. Clark, the big name now. 3 touchdowns. Odunze, I don't know what's happened, but he's being outshone by Clark. Weber with a pick and no missed kicks. I mean, just a clean game from our side, and that's enough to win, even if it was a kind of lackluster offensive performance. The Cardinals, pretty much every team in the playoffs is like 88 overall. Oh, they have Mahomes. Okay, that's legit. Seems fair. It's a snowy one. We talked about it before. Seems like the snow is a disadvantage for us, but at the same time, we have one or two, I believe, in the snow, so it's kind of 50-50. It's just not the advantage we thought it would be, right? That's really all there is to it. 7-0, not looking great. Nice touchdown drive. 14-7, seems like we're just down by 7 the whole way. We tie the game up, and just like that, back down by 7, like I said, tied up. Like I said, it just feels like we're down by 7 this entire game. We can't build a lead because we're always down. 28 all. Can we actually get a stop? 4th and inches. We actually got the stop, but we lose a million yards. Don't know what happened. Is that our ball? It is. A huge play. It doesn't matter. It's going to be a punt, and they're going to have a chance to try and win it. And obviously, you just let that go to overtime. It's their ball. 4th and inches. They're going to kick the punt. And we score a massive touchdown and win. I seen a negative in there. I don't know what the hell that was, but we win the game on, I'm not even sure what it was. A 74-yard run for Gerald Moore, our backup running back. Once upon a time, we drafted and just never really used. I mean, that's impressive. Caleb Williams, I mean, him and Mahomes had a damn near perfectly similar game. You know, one missed out on, completion percentage. Obviously, our guy threw a pick. Sacks, Reddick with a sack pick for Jalen Thompson. I didn't even think he would still be in the league. But we move on to the divisional round. We've been winning playoff games. We just can't get the Super Bowl win. I mean, we've won a couple of playoff games almost every single season for the last couple, so playoffs themselves aren't really the problem. It's just actually winning the big one. But what am I even talking about? That was the divisional round. We're going to the championship round is what I meant. Winning the first 2 games there. I mean, we usually win 1 or 2 a season. It's just getting that Super Bowl is a tough one. And, of course, this thing has come full circle. The Panthers, a team that has gotten us this, team really, with Caleb Williams and whatnot, is the team we have to beat to make the Super Bowl. Who would have thought? I think the Steelers are the team waiting for whoever wins this one. 7-0, Panthers on top. We're already down by 10. The offense is really struggling. We get the touchdown finally, but they get a touchdown right before half. That might be enough. That might be enough for them to win it. 2 drives down the field, and we got 3 points on like 150 yards of offense. That's really disappointing. Start of the 4th. I mean, we need the touchdown to tie it. We will get it, barely. 10 minutes left. We get the stop. Get this touchdown. 4th and 3, you got to go for it there. I mean, that 4th and 3 punt is just horrendous. They run out of time, though, apparently. We throw a pick anyways, and we are going to lose again. It is Chiefs playbook time, baby. I don't know how we're letting these teams that are just not even half as good as us just stay in the game and obviously even win. I don't get it. Like, once again, it's another one of those situations where we win 7 out of 10 times, I would say, if we sim that many times. Yet, we keep getting the unlucky 3. Yeah, but it is, like I said, absolutely Chiefs playbook time. I can't wait to win back-to-back Super Bowls. It'll be so much fun. I love having no variety. It's so fun. Come on, Steelers, win this one. And the Panthers win. Sweet. We lost to the Super Bowl team. Super winner, I suppose. DevUps. Clark goes a star. Not really shocked by that. Would have loved to see Thorne go up and Dev. Not quite good enough, apparently. And I don't believe anyone on defense went up in Dev. So it is time to head to another offseason. Edmonds definitely needs to be replaced, regardless of what money we have. Any retirements, just while we're looking, I don't think we would have had anyone significant. And yeah, they're all backups again. A lot of those mentors that I usually go to, though, they keep going away. Obviously, there'll be new mentors every time, like Jake Matthews ended up being one of them for us. But it still kind of sucks seeing them just retire away like that. I just can't believe we can't get to the Super Bowl consistently. I mean, we're the best team. What do you want? 18 mil, probably could afford someone, but I don't think it's worth it. Leonard, maybe? Like, maybe? He's not bad. How much is that per? 7. If we can do a 3-year 21. Okay, 3-year 21. The value was good enough, I guess. Need a new right tackle, even though the price actually dropped a little bit. Actually, it was about the same. Need no new DT, but we probably will going forward because the superstar we got, who is finally starting, is on a contract year, I believe. But we're not really losing too many starters. And even if we were like losing players that we want to keep, it doesn't make any sense anyways because they're regressed a bit. You know, Tremaine Edmonds finally being replaced, but he is like an 84 overall. Of course, we have 30 mil, so we did actually have the chance to keep some people potentially, but we see that happen every single year. And if we actually acted on that money, one of these times we'd be screwed over. So, yeah, no thank you. I will take a look at Edmonds just in case there's an option to keep him, you know, a return with him, like a 1 year, like 5 I'd be willing to do. So if he's down, I'm down. It's pretty damn low, though, but you never know. Might be able to pull that off. I mean, look at the lowness. I mean, they're lowballing him. They're actually offering him a little bit more at the end there, but yeah, I think it's just time to replace him. To the draft, pick 29. I think the Lions are about to land themselves a hell of a wide receiver, I'm going to be honest with you. It would be great to get up to this spot and land ourselves like the future Odunze and then some. This guy looks insane. Sidney Mills, 6'5", 21 years old, 4'2", 440. This might be the best wide receiver we've ever seen. I'm going to be honest with you. I think he may very well be that wide receiver. Will it matter, though, because we'll never be able to get to pick one overall? Yeah, it's not going to matter. Let's just be real. Cornerbacks, there's a lot of different options. I don't really have like a preferred guy. I guess Griffin or Samuel, but Samuel's a 2 to 3 anyway, so we'll see. I mean, if somehow that wide receiver's there at 3, I'll take him, but he won't be. He'll be gone right there. Yep, there he goes. So there's just no point. The Lions, though, of all teams to get him, not my favorite choice. Corner's not even really that big of a need, but I think if we get a good enough one here, then it might be worthy of letting Jalen Johnson go the next season. See what kind of regression he adds, but definitely need another linebacker as well. Cornerbacks, Griffin is still there. Mr. Manny Griffin, 6 foot tall, 21 years old. I worry that he's not the fastest guy in the world, and some of those guys that just don't have any speed, they just haven't been good for us, so I don't know. Do I not just trade down and get Samuel? That might be the move. We also have Jason Eubanks, who's super speedy, but since we signed that taller wide receiver back, there's probably not a reason to go for another wide receiver. It's not much, but I'm going to take the Packers trade. 11 spots down to get a second-round pick. Be pretty disappointed if we don't end up with some sort of corner. But if that corner is there that we wanted, I mean, why not? You know, there's really no point not to. So Eubanks is still there as well, so we'd have a backup plan anyways. Cornerbacks, Griffin's still there. I mean, I'm just going to take Samuel now. Donnell Samuel. And 95 speed. I'm telling you, the speed, for some reason, gives you a better chance of hitting, it feels. Which doesn't really seem to make a whole lot of sense. It's like, you'd think those athleticism ratings would be good enough, you know, on their own. Offensive line, definitely a problem, so Ward or Hamilton could easily be on my mind. Definitely want a linebacker as well, but at the same time, do I trust the linebackers to be good? Probably not. Do we just take a chance on Winslow here? Braxton Winslow, he's not the fastest, but he's good enough. I don't know. I'm going to go with one of the linemen, I think. I think Ward looks pretty juiced. Actually, he's 22. What about the other guy? Whoever's younger, really. There you go. Dom Hamilton. In dev, boom. We traded a 5th and 2 7s to move up like 10 spots in the 3rd round to grab a linebacker. Saxon was one of my choices. It was Saxon and Jenkins the last remaining of those two at least. So I think we're going to go with John Jenkins, 21 years old, 6 foot tall, insanely fast, hidden dev. We'll take it. And then we'll see what the 8th pick in the 4th round is going to get us, which, is there any linebackers? Still some linebackers, still some linemen, though. I think I'm going to go linebacker. Winters, get some more linebackers in our lives. Normal dev, that's fine. We got more depth. And unfortunately, this time around, we do not get lucky with the offensive line sticking around. But we got a speedy wide receiver, Percy Hanna. Normal dev, I was kind of hoping for hidden, but not going to happen. That'll end our draft. All right, corner could be a future starter. Offensive lineman could be a future starter. Ooh, 678 overall. A linebacker is a starter. That's not bad. 78 overall for Samuel. Damn, he is really good. I could compare to the other guy. We obviously want to see that wide receiver, but I don't think there's point. Star dev. Any other numbers that could make sense for a corner? Number 21, why the hell not? And then obviously Jenkins being starter. Might even just keep him in middle linebacker is a really nice pick for us. Coverage is actually not bad when you consider how good his block shed is. Not a bad player. Anything higher than star, though. There you go, superstar dev. We love to see that. Okay, let's take a look at this wide receiver. Oh, he's insane. Sidney Mills, 21 years old. Injuries 80. Outside of injury and the fact that he doesn't have possession or aggressive catch, I would say this is hands down the best wide receiver we've ever seen. Am I crazy to think that? 6'5", 98 speed? We've seen some 6'4s with like 98, 99, but 6'5 beats that, obviously. There might have been someone better than this, but I, off the top of my head, really can't remember that. 94 spec, 99 jump. Really stupid he doesn't have aggressive or possession, though, with those 2 ratings, but sure, why not? We're not going to be rocking the Chiefs playbook as it is season 9, and we have not won a Super Bowl. We at least made it to one and made it to a couple of championship rounds, but not have actually won a Super Bowl. The team is looking different every year, but overall, at the end of the day, it is still a team with some of the best skill position players in the league, mainly because of the quarterback and the wide receiver, 1 spots, but still, definitely nonetheless. And then edge rush, probably the best edge in the league. Defenses in general, really good, though. What's Pleasant's rating? He's the 4th ranked, and he's only 25. So, I mean, it's got to tell you something. 92 overall, start of the season. See if we can do it. All right, we got some money, 91 mil, which means we have to pay Pleasant. It could be worse. I would have expected worse. Oh, Lord, that's what I was expecting. I was expecting that kind of money. Robinson, the price is good. Cunningham absolutely can't afford him. Thorne, have to pay him. Clark, we'll see if we can. Yeah, I mean, the DT's kind of cheap, but he's not really worth keeping anymore. Jalen Johnson. Okay, so we're going to have to keep the edge rushers because edge rushers of their caliber are, like, basically impossible to find without, paying this kind of money or, spending a really high draft pick. 66 mil left, and we have to pay another 30-plus out, which is definitely a bit higher than I'd want. So, Booker's a little older. I'll do a 3-year, but that's about it. 38 mil. Robinson's obviously worth it. He's an X Factor, or a superstar anyways, and it's only 10 mil per. 27 mil. Thorne, obviously you pay, and then I think everyone else is going to hit the road. 18 million, and we have, even Clark has to go. The salary cap just isn't catching up. That's the problem. It's not booming as much as it should. And that's the big problem. Thomas, I mean, just as a 1-year guy, he's so cheap, why not? But yeah, we're going to have to place for the final year. 2 starting linemen, a corner, which we kind of have that solved, and then a wide receiver. That's fun. Technically 3 linemen. Here we go, playoffs. I don't actually know. I was about to say, I don't know what we're doing because the last time I checked, we were 5-4. So really, really good turnaround of the season. Caleb Williams was great. The Chiefs scheme kind of seems like it takes a little while to kind of kick in, if you will. You need a little bit of a head start, but once you get it, it starts to roll. It's hard to look back. It's really hard to look back. Let's take a look at the stats though. Caleb Williams, 43 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 5,100 yards, could be MVP. Thorne, I mean, I'd like more by now, but hey, that's fine. 10 mil per. Clark, of course, is going to go to Superstar. We'll try to find a way. Let's be honest. We'll try to find a way to keep him. Blocking, actually one of our better seasons. Booker was amazing. Pleasant was decent. Interceptions were okay. Polk with missing 2 kicks out of 11. Rutledge was a decent punter. Been rotating kicker punter. Really just going for the cheapest we can because we've been against it for how many years now. Bryce Young. Another MVP. Stole it from Caleb this time, which is unfortunate. Defensive Rookie of the Year, yes. Jenkins. Best wide receiver. Could go straight to X Factor, actually. And a playoff berth at 12-5. Who was it against? The Vikings, right? Nope, the Packers. Okay. I was about to say, my brain remembers things. Nope, it doesn't. I don't want to go around saying that the Packers are like almost a free win for us in the playoffs, but seemingly kind of seems like that, right? 17-6. Looking pretty strong in a halftime of a 24-6 score. I don't see how you come back from this. The defense is not allowing them to, and we're going to win the game 27-13, actually, because they missed that extra point. Never got a... Was it an extra point or was it 2 field goals? I don't even remember. I think it was 2 touchdowns, and they just missed an extra point at one point. Yeah, that's what it was. Caleb Williams was great, though. Receivers, Hughes was great. Nick Harbor, he's obviously really good. Rashawn Gary, Pleasant had themselves a battle, even though they don't play on the same field at the same time. Ramirez had a blocked field goal. Don't know if that would have changed much, but he did have one blocked. I didn't see, was that the extra point, or was that just a straight-up field goal? Didn't really actually pay attention. I think it was a straight-up field goal, so he missed a field goal and an extra point, if I'm not mistaken. A lot of upgrades for some really good players there, gotta say. Divisional round, hopefully this episode's not too long, or this rebuild's not too much longer than the other one, because even though we aren't winning Super Bowls, even though we could on this run, who knows? Feels like we've had a lot more playoff runs, and we are a 95 overall, which is crazy to think. The Cardinals, I imagine they still have Mahomes. I didn't see him on the screen. I don't think, at least. 7-3, not a super demanding score. 10-10. Would be nice to score before half. They almost did, though, so I'm glad they did. 17-10, 17-13. Come on, one more touchdown. There you go. Up by 11. Looks strong. It's anyone's game, and a huge rushing touchdown. Finally is going to send us to the championship round. Caleb was amazing again. Thorne had a big 50-yard run. He was great. Do they have Mahomes? They do have Mahomes, and he was outplayed. Defensively, Booker, really good stuff. Kicking was clean. I mean, it's a pretty clean game. We just outplayed him. Championships. The Panthers, of course. It's the Panthers. Oh, no. They take everything from us, which is ironic because this team took so much from them. Let the power of the home field advantage flow through you, Chicago. 7-7. Oh, here it is. Looked like we actually had a chance to be dominant. 14-7. Okay, defense is doing well. Offense can pull away. They kind of do. 14-point lead, only down to 7 again. Nice touchdown drive. Could be the win. And it will be 28-21. For a moment there, it kind of looked like they had maybe every opportunity in the world to try and come back, but they ultimately could not do it. And Caleb Williams is having himself a Super Bowl run of the ages. Let's see if he can win it all, though. It's one thing to get there. Actually winning it, we know, is not the easiest. The Super Bowl, who is it going to be against? The Steelers. They've had a combo of runs lately. Very interesting, to say the least. The Steelers. I'm surprised they're not the best of overall. Either way, DevUps. Clark goes to Superstar. Hughes goes to X Factor. Really big DevUp. Thorne going to Superstar. That's a massive DevUp. Then we move on to the defensive side of the ball, where Broughton went up to Superstar X Factor, I believe, and then Jenkins goes to Superstar. Nice couple of upgrades. Was he not? Wait. Was he already Superstar? What year even is this? He's rookie? I don't even know. Oh, yeah, he was a Superstar already. I forgot. So used to drafting stars in this rebuild that I forgot we actually drafted a Superstar for once. Did the little bit of upgrades we had give us a chance to get to 96 overall? It didn't. 95-9. That's it. Versus an 88. Here it is. Can we win a Super Bowl with this rebuild? It's only 10 years. And a whole lot before we took over. Nice drive to lead to nothing as we get the stop. 7-3. 14-3. Looking pretty good. Come on. Looking great. 21-3. Another touchdown might do it. I'm feeling really good about this. Oh, we've won the Super Bowl, baby. 38-3. One hell of a defensive performance. And finally, the Chicago Bears are Super Bowl champions again. Ironically enough, the Chiefs playbook have to come in and kind of carry a little bit, it seems. But we had some really good season with the Bengals playbook, and it just didn't go. Thorne devved up pretty nicely, despite the fact that he sat the whole rookie year. Could have won Rookie of the Year. Really accelerated his numbers. But hey, we're here now, and that's what matters. Ending up winning a Super Bowl. Could go back-to-back. We'll see if that's possible. But once again, the minimum goal or minimum kind of milestone is at least winning a Super Bowl within 10 years, right? It's just realistically, it's like a 33% chance to do it just based on the amount of teams in the league. I know that's not how it works because the same 10 Super Bowls in a row can go to one team. But you know what I mean. I think. I don't know if I know what I mean. But that is a Super Bowl celebration. Don't know if we'll ever see it again. Let's be real. Caleb Williams killed it again. I mean, that's 12 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and basically 1,200 yards passing throughout the playoffs. Could have been even a rushing or 2 of touchdowns. Daniels is limited. Run game for Thorne was not as good as some of the previous games. Clark was great. Sacks, Pleasant did his thing. Booker got a sack. He knew he would. Johnson and Smith, I mean, this was the year to do it because sure, maybe we still build a competitive enough roster, but we are losing some big names this offseason, and none bigger really than Jalen Johnson. We do have a lot of good corners on the team. We might have that already solved, but none of them are going to get as high of an overall as he was literally within the season, which of course is the final season coming up, which is kind of all that matters. But regardless, we want to see this thing through. See if there's any retirements that matter to us. Probably not, but you never know. Some pretty big names in there that we're seeing. Darnell Mooney actually, does retire a Super Bowl champion with us as the backup. Oh, damn, we broke, huh? Yikes. I don't like this. I really want to keep Clark, and I can't afford him. I mean, look at this. He's so expensive compared to our money. I can't even say that because it's not true. I can't even keep him. I can't even offer him a low ball to do a fifth-year option. Not even a fifth-year option, but a franchise tag. Yeah, we're up against it. We have 22 mil, but obviously a lot of that needs to go to the rookie reserve, all that good stuff. I will say at least Leonard has been around. He's okay. He's nowhere near as good as Clark, but he's got potential. Definitely usable if he has to for this season. But yeah, we have fallen down a bit of a hole. We could probably just put Hamilton or McDougal or Carl at left tackle, but any other positions, I think defensively we can live with it. We are, once again, regressing hard, losing Jalen Johnson and losing some linemen as we always do, and obviously Clark, but we can scrape together a good enough roster to make the playoffs again. I already know it. Let's see what we can do with the draft. Probably going to go wide receiver. Quick look at free agency, even though we're not going to spend any money here. Cunningham, great player, gone. Jalen Johnson, great player, gone. Jamal Clark, great player, gone. Just the way it is. Just the way it is, unfortunately. It's pretty good players. I know they're older, but TJ Watt and Quentin Williams are still amazing. Yeah, we lost a lot of really good starters. I mean, we filled up free agency, solo, basically. We're in the draft with pick 32. Kind of need a wide receiver. Herring was actually a really solid-looking corner, but don't really need corner that bad. Just put it on the list just to cross the T's, dot the I's. Looking at a wide receiver just as Goodwin, are you taking the guy because he's 6'7", or do you actually believe in him? I like the catching. I got to say, I do like the catching. Normally, I try to get some extra picks. But the reason why I think I'm going to be going with Goodwin right here is because it's at 32. It's already damn near a second rounder. But you also get that fifth-year option. 50-year option could be huge. Justice Goodwin. And he's hitting nice. 6'7" wide receiver. Can't wait for the clickbait title potentially. Oh, I drafted a 6'7". I don't know, superstar X Factor if he is. And it's like, when? Where? Yeah, just the final season. Mason Allen looks really good too, but even though we probably do need linemen, first round linemen, unless I really, really don't have anything, is not usually something I'm going to do. Let's go to the next pick. See if we can grab our linemen now. Don't really even need linemen technically, but just once again, taking care of positions that will become a problem or, kind of are already a problem. And I think Coleman's by far the best remaining lineman. So 21-year-old Antoine Coleman in dev. I'm glad we avoided most normal dev linemen. We had a few in there, but for the most part, we have avoided almost all of them. And that's great. I love it. I couldn't ask for anything better. And then we move all the way down to here. There's a linebacker. He looks so damn raw. But what other options do I have unless I go Blake or something? Fitzsimmons. I mean, he's not even that fast. Damn, these picks suck. They really don't. I mean, I don't really have much options. I don't really need a wide receiver after that guy was revealed as hidden. And this guy's not even that freaking fast. Am I really trading down the final pick? During the final draft of the rebuild? Now I'll grab Terrence Elliott. Fast, 93 speed went up. And hell, Blake's still there, why not? Derek Blake, 5'10", not even that fast. We're going to go with a really bad accuracy but elite kick power punter in Diaz. 96 kick power. A little high, but not as high as what they did in real life. All right, let's see if that 6'7" wide receiver was goated or not. He was only a 72 overall, but depends on what that dev is. If it's only star, he's still usable. But if it's higher than star, then he's really good. Doesn't have aggressive catch at that height, especially with all those catching ratings. But yeah, big issue. Release and medium, mainly deep. Not the best, but he's actually not bad considering, once again, he's 6'7". A weird height. Usually they're 6'6", but no, 6'7". And only star. Yikes. Yeah, not a great draft. Not a great, really just not a good draft at all. Not forget great, just not even good. Oh, apparently teams are broke. Jalen Johnson just never got offered. Obviously, I'm bringing him back. And then Jordan Mailata never got offered either. I mean, we need a left tackle. Why not? Last season anyways. I mean, if these teams don't have the money for these guys, which we really don't either, I mean, I'm going to bring them in. Why not? The final season, and man, does it really look rough. We are so damn broke. We barely have a starting roster at this point. We have Hand at number 3 because he's a 76 overall, slot type, whereas Goodwin is 72 overall, but he's 6'7". Is this team good enough? I don't know. Caleb Williams regressed a little bit, but he's still really good at 31 years old. Then we look at the defensive side of the ball, where the team is, still really damn good, especially with Jalen Johnson returning into the starting lineup. Let's see it. Can we win back-to-back? 37 mil. Obviously, you keep the tight end. He is so damn good. Smith, you try to keep one more year if possible. Bishop, obviously, he's gone. Thomas, probably gone. McDougal, the value is there. You keep him around. Johnson might even retire. I mean, you could afford him, but at this point, it's like, what are we even trying to afford anymore? The team's like, I wouldn't say gutted, but it's definitely not as good as it once was. So it's like, does it really matter? I don't know. Go, it's Julius Smith. I want to keep one of the corners. 16.5, maybe it'd be the cost. We need to replace linebacker. We would need to replace DT probably. And then once again, we're talking about guard. The value is too good not to take him back at that price. To the playoffs, this division is looking really strong. We should be in the playoffs even if we're the third team on the list. We end up sneaking our way into the number 2 spot. The Panthers right away this time. Let's take a look at the stats and awards for the final year. 34 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 4,500 yards. Thorne at his best year by a mile. Odunze was great. Hughes was great. Leonard was okay. Hand was okay. Blocking was outside of my lot, ironically enough. Pretty damn good. Pass rush was the best it's been, I feel like, in ever. Picks were really bad. Kicking was okay, I guess. Punting, wait. Why not Martin? Hello? Martin? Why wasn't it him? I don't know, but let's take a look at the awards. The Cowboys with a brand new QB, it would appear. And no award wins for us, not even D-Lineman of the Year. But here it is, like we said, for all the marbles, the last season, the playoffs, the Panthers. Going to the end of the game, 7-0, 7-7, 10-7, 10-14. The Panthers are in a lead. We take the lead back. 21-17, it's a little bit of a back and forth, a little bit of a controlled situation for the Panthers. Don't lose like this. This would be too lackluster for my liking. We get the stop. The offense just needs to put up well, I guess it's a touchdown they need. Wow. That clock just dissipated. Who do you trust? Leonard, he's big, but Odunze is really the only guy that I would trust. That tight end. Please tell me that's a penalty on them, because holy crap. The wind-up by Caleb. And, of course, we get bailed out. The roughing will be taking that back, although we don't get the freaking yardage back. Or the time back, anyways. I don't know about that. Odunze. Odunze! In for the touchdown! Bailed out by a penalty. And barring a miracle, should be headed on to the divisional round. What a turn of events that was. The power hesitated. It's our fault. That is our fault. I think kicking the squib is the smart move. I think. You want them to have a chance to return it. Although that's exactly what happens. Okay, thankfully he took, took some time. If he would have fell down right away, he could have had a Hail Mary chance. But we will move on to the divisional round. Thankfully, I thought we were going to have ourselves a little bit of a lackluster one, but Caleb Williams cooks up, and we will move on to the next round. To the divisional round. Beat the Panthers, been a little back and forth between them and us. The Vikings, 91 overall as well. We are a 95. End of the game, the divisional matchup against two divisional teams. 10-0, not a bad start. They get a touchdown. They get another touchdown. Don't like them getting short field like that. Before half, we take the 3-point lead. Into the fourth quarter, huge touchdown chance. We get it up 10, up 7. Huge drive is going to send us to the championship round. It is still alive. Back-to-back, that is. Looking at the receiving, nothing crazy in this game. Wow, 4 sacks allowed for them, in fairness. Booker, 3.5 sacks. Judge, ironically enough, with a pick, but did not win. Their kicker missed a field goal. Maybe it made a play, it made a factor, I don't know. Championship round. It is against the Packers. Another divisional matchup. Here it is, 95 versus 87. I don't want to jinx it, but once again, we've talked about it before. The Packers have been pretty easy to beat in the playoffs for us. The Raiders await the winner of this one. Oh, nice stop with a touchdown, it seems. 7-0, 7-3, 10-7. 17-7. Defense did its job there at least. It's 17-10. 20-10. I mean, you've got to stop them and score at some point. And, I mean, there's going to be a sliver of a chance, but not much. The clock, I mean, we're running the freaking ball, bro. And then look at 40 seconds gone. They're like, hey, you want to run the chew clock right in the final moments of the game when you don't have any time? And that ball is pretty damn good, all things considered. The tight end is really fast, though. That dude can move. Not even sure why I'm coming into this game. I mean, the AI has made its bed. They should sleep in it, to be honest. Odunze. What a throw! Dropped! That would be the worst drop in Super Bowl history. I don't care. There's been some crazy drops. Considering there was a chance to make this comeback, and that was such an easily catchable ball, that is, I mean, that would be hard to beat. That is crazy dropping that pass. And kind of forced one again. I don't know how you drop that pass. That's insane. I like, just from a Madden standpoint, how bad a coding are we talking about here? The dude has like 99 everything. Move that side of the field. Get Leonard a one-on-one platform. Let's curl around hands. See if we can create something. One-on-one. Why wouldn't we? And he gets swatted by, tell me that was actually a safety and not a linebacker. Either way, Odunze sells the game. We won't even make it back to the Super Bowl, unfortunately. We win one Super Bowl in 10 years with a pretty damn prime roster. Caleb Williams was really bad. I mean, he was terrible. Thorne was pretty bad as well. And disappointment has struck. Sooner or later, the jinx was going to be on with us talking about how, the Packers haven't really given us... Okay, I guess we can't bucket eyes. Damn, he is so good, though, except for the fact that he can't catch. 99 catch, 99 catch of traffic, 99 spec catch, drops a ball that was, like, corralled for, like, almost a second before he was contacted. I genuinely did not think he was going to drop that. I really didn't. I thought that was clean. I really did not expect that to be dropped at all. But yeah, the karma. Tell me the Raiders win anyways. $0 we have. We are literally dead ass broke. Winner of the Super Bowl between the Packers and the Raiders is the Packers. Doesn't really surprise me considering, they beat us. Justin Jefferson retires. Is a pretty big name, actually. And we see none of our actual starters retire, so nothing really changes there. Curious to see what kind of money we'd have, though. It says 23 mil. Is that what we actually have? 23 mil? Makes sense, because we're losing like another like 4 or 5 starters. If they let us ever get in, thank you. 23 mil to re-sign the corner, which we never finished the contract on. 16.5. Boom. Happy to give him the contract. We have 6.9 mil left. And we have a lot of players to replace. So, yeah, I mean, we would be in another spot, but as usual, we would find a way. Might have been a couple of names that we forgot to look at, or guys that have actually been on the come-up. Caleb, Odunze, those guys don't really matter to look at. Thorne, though, an X factor. Unbelievably fast. Great trucking back. Then we look at Hughes, who I really want to see. I want to see what that speed is like. I think he started at 88. Well, checks out. Didn't move any, but really good route running. The only real loss with him is the fact that he isn't taller. That's really it. And then defensively, I don't really think there's anyone here we want to see. I guess Smith, maybe. 28, 29 years old. Probably regressed a little bit, but really tall. Great man corner. What about safety? Styles, I guess, is a guy we haven't really looked at. 30 years old. Unbelievably great zone coverage. Fast, great hip power. Tall. He's a goon. Absolutely a goon. Church we'll take a look at. 86 overall. Definitely getting there. Taking him a little while, though. I'm a little surprised he's done a little bit better by now. Broughton. 29 years old. Amazing block shed. Not bad at coverage, especially in zone. Then we look over at Mr. Bishop, who is going to be a free agency player at this point. Great block shed as well. Decent zone. And you would imagine Jenkins is going to be a little bit more balanced, right? You would assume. And he is. He's literally like a shorter Tremaine Edmonds. You're getting that balance right back with him. And then I think for the D-line, I just want to look at Jose Reddick. who's actually pretty damn balanced. Got to give it to him. He's looking really good. That's going to be it, though, for this Chicago Bears 10-year rebuild. If you guys enjoyed this one, let me know by leaving a like. Subscribe if you're new. If you're not new, I do appreciate continued support on the channel. Maybe follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr, second channel, PK Plays for now Madden content. And let me know what team you want to see next while you're down there doing all that stuff. We obviously just did the Giants. We've done the Bears. I still kind of want to do our Texans franchise, possibly. If there's any 10-year challenges you want to see, let me know. Regardless, though, that's basically going to be it. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys come back for the next video, which you should have seen a reaction trailer for Madden 25 earlier today. But until next video, which will probably be a second channel TCM video on PK Plays tomorrow,